Now it says
Everybody's
the hangout.
still hanging out in the freaking other
The
one.
hangout is on air, and we will see how this goes. But I don't think it's gonna work because. Okay, well now it says we're on air.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it works. This is kind of a quick little test or whatever to see how this works. You guys in the chat, let me know if it's working. Let me see if it's working. And if in the chat, if you see anything weird or anything, let me know, and we'll be happy to do whatever. So yeah, exactly.
Do whatever.
Yeah, you know what? Let me introduce people again, and we'll go ahead and say, introductions. GKB, what's up? How you doing?
What's going on, bro? Round 2, people.
Yes, hopefully this one works. And how you doing, GKB?
I'm doing good, man.
Good.
I'm excited for E3, man. Just a couple weeks away. Can't wait to see what Xbox brings to the table, man.
Hell yeah. And we also have She-Wolf. How you doing, She-Wolf?
I'm fine, but now everything kind of seems all mellow because everyone was on fire, just kind of talking between each other, and now it's just kind of yeah, okay, let's see if this works.
Crap's just waiting for the stream to just take a jump on him.
I think
he's
so.
He's just hoping.
You're Crap.
Yeah,
hey,
Crap.
I told you that shit
tweet.
happens. I told you that shit happens, man. I get that at least a couple times a week. So yeah. It looks like this stream is working though. So far so good, and we're not too late. I mean, sometimes let's be honest, we don't start till 15 after anyway. So none of you people can complain as far as I'm concerned.
No complaints.
No complaints. We also have XX Hellhammer. What's up, brother?
Not much. Just watching you download that 800 gigs of PSVR stuff. That's probably what caused it.
I'm not downloading the PSVR stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, you're all in on that.
No, I like it, but I'm not all in on it like you're claiming, right?
I haven't seen you play anything since. Besides,
okay, I was just playing the Hot Wheels stuff again, bro.
Yeah, I didn't see you play any of that. You were over there playing. You were sitting there playing some VR. Had that headset strapped on all day and night.
No,
when you were playing the Hot Wheels stuff, did you still have the PSVR on your head?
No. Yeah, so no, that's not true. That's impossible. And we also got Dealer Gaming. What's up, bro?
Not much, brother. Looking forward to E3. Damn close. I cannot wait to see what kind of elbow drops are going to be laid down this summer. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane. And we have welcoming back Noof Nukem. What's up, bro?
Hell yeah, man. It is good to be back. Welcome to Xbox Nation, the most electrifying panel and podcast you're going to find in the 8 o'clock time slot on Wednesday nights. Yes, indeed, good to be back. Man, it is Hot Wheels on Xbox, Hot Meals on the PSVR, Crabs down with that. Yes, indeed. No, it's going to be a good show, folks. Hang tight.
Exactly. And sorry about the little bit of delay or whatever. Go ahead and give this a liking and spread the word and share it and all that kind of stuff. And also we got Rand Al Soft Serve here with that with that soft serve ice cream in your hand.
It's Randall Pony to you.
Randall Pony. I mean that goes without saying. I mean, come on.
Well, no. It really is going to be due to a generous donation. Someone is buying me a PS4 Pro.
Holy crap!
And wants, I know, right? And is only thing he wants in return is a shout out and reviews of Sony's first party games on my channel. So I will be a owner of a PS4 Pro soon enough.
Oh, that is pretty cool. I mean, congrats. Is it a pony that's donating it or?
Yeah. Tim told me it was a hardcore PlayStation fan. Yes.
Okay, hardcore PlayStation fan. Awesome. Well, I mean, look. At least then you'll be able to give a more honest take on some of the PlayStation stuff. You know what I mean? That's the reason why it was easy enough to talk bad about the PlayStation or whatever. But then the fact that when I got one, it was easier to talk shit about it because I had one. And same thing with the Pro. And I haven't found anything negative about the VR. So I'm going to keep looking for that. But yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. I got to stop here. I just want to know, whose ass do I got to plug to get some free shit around here? Everybody's getting freebies left, right, and center. Noof getting nothing but fucking hate. Come on.
Hey, Noof, you bought that amazing Crapgamer Was Right t-shirt. That got you lots of love, I'm sure. Come on.
Absolutely.
It's a beauty, man. Fits me nice and well. It is swell. Yeah. Crapgamer was right. You heard it here.
Hell yeah,
Crapgamer was wrong when it comes to the VR.
Okay, Crapgamer was wrong about VR, but other than that,
Crap needs a new T-shirt with the fucking crap was wrong and a PSVR helmet on the fucking Rhino.
That'd be awesome.
Noof, I gotta say, dude, you definitely deserve something for those dildo tweets the other day. I was dying.
He's no chills at all. Like,
No chills. No chills.
Absolutely
Dildo
no chills.
tweets. That's Rand's weakness. Dildo tweets.
God
Yes,
bless Luca.
dildo
She
tweets.
takes everything with a grain of salt. She knows I'm just messing around. Way to go, Luca.
Yeah, like everybody knows, it's just jokes. Hashtag, right? Like we all know. I want to jump right into this. Lawbreakers, this game that everybody wants. Well, not really, but it is a game that is now going to be going to PS4 as well as PC. Cliffy B, a little bit of a fibber there. He said that he was done with console stuff. And here we go. He's announcing it as
Once somebody flashed a little bit of money towards it, he's like, I'm
You
all
think
in.
that's what happened?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I don't think they had to pay a lot for it, but obviously he wasn't getting the type of responses or the type of media response that he was looking for. So when any console or any developer offered him some money to, go to a different platform, I'm pretty sure he jumped on it.
Well,
I think that's
yeah,
the best play he had was like nobody was really talking about the game and all that kind of stuff. So he's like, well, let's go to the biggest platform on consoles right now. Hey Sony, here you go. They're probably porting the game for him and all that kind of stuff, and got everybody talking about it for about 5 hours. And
I'll read you exactly what it says. I asked for why Boss Key chose PS4 over Microsoft or Nintendo's machines. Well, pretty obvious why it's not on Nintendo's, but he says we like PlayStation best. We had great conversations with Sony. So he explained that the PS4 and PC are enough to keep Boss Key busy. We needed to focus. We can't do everything at the same time. We're not Call of Duty with 5 studios and 1,000 people. So yeah, we just focused on PS4, and PS4 has a lot of different configurations. It's almost like mini PCs with different version specs and resolutions. So already PS4 is not just PS4, it's Pro as well. It's not simple. So you could say that I guess the PS4 having that version kind of is holding back the Xbox One or Xbox One not getting one. Now, I want to be clear because a lot of people are like, crap, why do you even care about this game? Does anybody care about Lawbreakers? Hold on. No, most people probably didn't. I mean, I saw a few people like Fox and a couple others who kind of cared about Lawbreakers, but for the most part, nobody really gave much of a shit. So this was kind of brilliant marketing for them to kind of do that and cause a bit of a stir. Yep. People have already moved on or whatever, right? Like they're not even really worried about it much. The part where I was worried was the lack of movement by Microsoft. They just it just seems like everything gets swept from them. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, but you came out and made it sound like you were just hating it because it was on PlayStation 4, though. Again, you didn't have your comments. You didn't have your comments approved first before posting, so you made it sound like you were just hating on it because it came to PlayStation. I'm just saying from what I read.
No. And not only that, I was even watching Console Corner last night, and I was even
I appreciate that, Graham.
And I was talking in the chat, right? I was like, hey, this is what's going on. It's not the fact that this game that really a lot of people don't care about. It's the fact that it's another game that Microsoft just probably could have got for like a McRib and a Microsoft pen or something. And
hey, those McRibs are hard to come by sometimes in a year.
But
honestly, a Happy Meal and a pen probably is worth more than that game right now. Like,
I realize that, but don't you guys still think that it's good to have as much as you can get on your platform? And also, it's a little bit troublesome because you can understand some of the Japanese developers avoiding Xbox because it has no presence in Japan. But this is a Western developer, and Cliffy B, who has a great relationship with Microsoft, supposedly. You know what I mean? That would be.
He tweeted out, he's like, "I love you, Mikey Bar," and all that other kind of stuff. But he's also, been on Reddit and everything else, and says, "Don't count out the Xbox One and all that kind of stuff. It's cool, and it'll probably come eventually. I think it's just timed."
Yeah, I think they're just testing it on the platform where the game is most likely going to enjoy some success out of the gate, and then it gives them that heads up as to like, okay, if this game does relatively well, maybe it's worth the extra time in development just to slap this game over for the Xbox. I mean, maybe that's all it is, and who the hell really knows what Cliffy B's relationship ultimately is with Microsoft, because things went a little bit left field, a little bit sour, it seemed, after Gears of War Judgment. Felt like they might have twisted his hand a little bit to perhaps do things with that game that he wasn't prepared to. Because you notice after that judgment, that's when everything just kind of went downhill. And they kept it quiet. I mean, nobody really comes out and voices their opinion because it's not good for the industry. A lot of times could screw up your chances of getting reemployed or having a studio of your own. But I don't know, man. As far as Lawbreakers is concerned, guys, I'm just going to toss it out right now. It's a game for $30. I mean, yeah, it's probably worth checking out, but it's not on my radar. And with so many other good games coming out this fall, I could really give a shit about that game.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Shiwa.
Well, I just want to say, like, you also have to look at it this way. There's so many shooters that are on the Xbox, which I believe Ran pointed out on TXR that, the Xbox, it was always called the shooter box. So for Lawbreaker, which is a game I've actually played the beta. I actually played it on PC, and it's definitely unperforming when it comes to, like, say, games that are much like it, like what is it? Overwatch and what's that other one that's like Overwatch? Battleborn? Yes, it's like it's much like Battleborn, and it's much like Overwatch in that sense. One, there's no single player campaign. And so for them to go to PlayStation where there's not as many shooters, like I do know like these games, like some of those other games are also on like you do have, of course, Overwatch and Battleborn on PlayStation as well because they are multi-plat games, but we have like Halo and Gears, and so we have a lot of shooters that we're known for. So for them to actually go to PlayStation first to try to get their name even pushed out into the shooter base wasn't actually a completely bad move on their part either.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Helen.
I mean, for me, it's not so much the game itself. It's more just just like Crapgamer was saying, right? Like it's just that anything that you lose is something that potentially could have drawn someone, even if it's a smaller game. I mean, look, like there's been lots of times where before I was like into Xbox or whatever, or where I went to go buy a particular platform, and I've looked it over at like most of the games are relatively the same, and it's been a few small ones here or there that's been the deciding factor.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent there, Hellhammer, but at this point, I don't think Microsoft needs an IP like Lawbreakers. I think they need IPs and marketing for like Red Dead 2, Destiny, all that kind of stuff. I think that's what they need. But the problem. They do have little games.
None of that stuff is coming either, though.
Well, I mean, it's coming. It's still going to be on the platform. It's just not marketing.
Here's the thing. I think everybody's looking at it the wrong way because this has happened time and time again. Cliff has been in an interview saying he moved to the Midwest because it's cheaper to live. You can get a $300,000 or $400,000 house here that would be $3 million in California. That's why he opened a studio in the North and Midwest, somewhere in the middle of the country, because of money. For one, this is a pure business decision that's happened several times. We've seen games go to PlayStation first because it's a bigger install base. They use the funds from the games sold on PlayStation and PC to complete the Xbox One version, right? That's just common sense. That's going to happen. It's not. They didn't get any money from Sony. It's not any kind of deal. It's just business sense. It makes perfect sense. And while we're on the whole marketing thing, like I was saying kind of off air, the whole marketing deal thing is kind of going over a lot of people's heads. They think, well, why do you care about marketing deals? Who cares about exclusive maps or whatever DLC for a month or whatever? It's not about that. It's about perception. They've got finally the most capable console of all time. They're finally going to be on top when it comes to performance, no matter what the game is, after 3 or 4 years. So you need to be able to market that to the consumer. You need to show them why Battlefront 2 is better. You need to show them how Red Dead's going to be better. You need to be able to tell them why Destiny 2 is going to be the best version. Marketing for it. They're not allowed to talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to show that? Like, you can't even talk about it. That's the problem.
And people think that we're worried about DLC or just being able to say that it's it's not about that. Like I said, it's a problem with the messaging. You've got the best console. It's time to let people know this is where it's at, and they can't do that with the biggest games of this year, and that sucks.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, it's not even just that. When you go into any form of gaming store, you're going to see the posters that are all posted around saying PlayStation on them. They're not going to say Scorpio on them. If they do, there'll be a very, very, very tiny fine line. Well, I doubt it because if PlayStation has the marketing rights, you're going to see the blue posters when you walk into these gaming stores. Grandparents,
and they're going to say exclusive on them. Exactly. She-Wolf, and then in small print it's going to say you get a red gun.
Yeah, like
you just get a red gun.
Like,
it's exclusive.
or a month or something, but in very fine lines. But you're going to have like parents and grandparents and people who don't actually obviously know the gaming world like all of us do, who actually pay attention to what we actually know. they're going to walk in there and they're just going to see these posters with Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Battlefront. You're going to have, well, Red Dead's coming out next year, but so you're going to have like 3 big titles right there, all coming out around the same Christmas time, and they're all going to say PlayStation. That doesn't help promote the Scorpio.
It doesn't help anybody but Sony, you know, and they've already got a hell of a lead, and when it comes to this Lawbreakers thing, it's just simple math. It's a lot more simple than what people think. They're just bringing it to PlayStation first. We've seen this several times where the game later comes to Xbox. Not a big deal, you know. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I think they turn down like cross-platform play and all that kind of stuff too, because they don't really need to. The only thing it really benefits is Microsoft. It doesn't benefit Sony in any shape or form. So that's why you're going to see continuing for them to turn that kind of stuff down as well.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would just hope that Microsoft kind of steps it up as far as like working on getting some stuff on the platform a little bit more. Just to me, it just seems like they're a little bit 2 steps behind what Sony is doing. And that is a little bit unfortunate in my opinion, but at the end of the day, they have a E3. You know what I mean? Like E3's coming. Let's hope that they pull out all the stops and things like that. I'm actually hoping that they shock the world. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody is really expecting that much from Microsoft, which could play to their benefit because people are expecting Xbox Scorpio to be really expensive. They're expecting Microsoft not to really have any games to show. You know what I mean? And I think that they're going to have a lot to show. And yes, there is a little bit of
6 months ago, the thing couldn't even do 4K, right? Crap. I mean, it couldn't do anything, right?
Exactly.
So a little that away at least.
I just want to point out, everyone keeps saying that it's freezing again. Even on my screen, it's frozen. Just so you guys know.
There is
circle jerk again.
There is a little bit of lag, huh? Well, we can take a kind of.
We need to advertise
going to be the first.
Yeah, everybody's saying it now. The stream is so bad.
Yeah, it could be. It's YouTube. I mean, it definitely has to be YouTube.
I mean, you can keep going, crap, and they can watch it later. I mean, it's going to clear up like after it processes. But
do you think it will?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, you guys just kind of.
It's up to you, man. It's your show, not mine.
Kind of stick with it a little bit. Just hit the live button. It only I see it. It's live on mine and it's fine, but you know, just hopefully you guys, yeah, like.
Jesus, Cletus, are you messing with the rabbit ears again? Fuck off.
Yeah. Well,
did they move the YouTube servers to PSN servers or something? Or is that
I don't know.
No, YouTube is actually having problems. There's over 13 reports now. Just in the last.
YouTube's always having problems. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Xbox Game Pass releases June 1st. It's actually live right now for anybody that has Xbox Live Gold, which is kind of everybody here, I'm sure. Over 100 games at launch, $9.99 per month. This is huge news. What do you guys think about this news?
Too many 360 games for my taste. Yeah. But it's still, even with that fact, it's the first month. They're going to trade stuff in and out. Yeah. More likely, they have already heard that complaint and are rounding some current generation games to put in. There's plenty of current gen games, but definitely a lot of 360 games in there. So still a great deal, even with that fact, and really good for parents. You know, I can't imagine. GKB, you guys plan on jumping on this as a result?
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing for our kids. Like for us, it's not really that good. Like we usually have all the games anyway. Maybe a couple here and there we don't have. So it's not really geared towards us, like the hardcore gamers. It's more geared toward like people just coming into the ecosystem and stuff. But absolutely, like this is good for like, you know, you're getting your kids Xbox and stuff. For $10, you're getting like 100 games. Like who wouldn't jump on that?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a great deal with that. Like I think Microsoft needs to advertise the shit out of this actually, because. Like a lot of the times that people that I know personally, how I got them to buy Xbox Ones or whatever the case may be, was with EA Access. You know, hey, you get that, you spend $30 and you get basically a year's worth of games. You know, right off the bat.
For EA Access, $10 for the Game Pass,
and they're charging $30 a year for what, maybe 10, 12, 15 games now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Game Pass is literally several times that for just $10 a month. So.
Oh, I can't see how this is not a winning scenario. I mean, especially like GKB mentioned, for the hardcore, a lot of us, we've already owned the games, played them, beat them, yada yada yada. So for me, I can't even justify it, even though it's a fantastic price initially, but because I got so many other bills to pay as well. But again, for that average gamer, especially a mom or a dad picking up an Xbox One or a Scorpio, whatever, and to have access to a back catalog of some fantastic games at $10 a month, you can't lose. That's a great way that kids can keep getting new, fresh titles. And another bonus is the fact that it isn't streamed. You will be able to download the title, so you won't have to rely on your internet conking in and out like Google is tonight to actually play shit. So that's quite nice. So
it's horrible news for people with horrible internet, though. Kids always download like 100 games at a time, but
it's also not just a thing for kids either, though. Like for say like teenagers or college students who love gaming but can't afford to buy like every single game that comes out or that goes on sale that they really want.
Yeah.
So for games that are put into, plus another thing is the fact that Xbox came out and said that, you know, they want to bring titles that are new and put into this program as well. So we could see actual like new developers, new IPs and stuff coming into this as well. So there's that benefit.
Yeah, when Netflix started, it wasn't that great either, right? So they had to definitely kind of tune Netflix into what it is today, and you'll see a similar process there, I would imagine.
Well, what do you guys think about the surprise of this, though? Like, Rand, you haven't really said much. Like, the surprise launch of this, like, this is kind of sudden. I don't know if anybody was expecting it to launch this soon.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to really talk over anybody. So, Game Pass is a great idea. Totally great. Totally awesome. But like I already mentioned here, the hardcore, like us, like GKB, like the ones who own all the games, there's no point in it. I mean, obviously, like when you have everything, there's no reason to subscribe. However, it's great for a kid, a college student, a parent on a budget to be able to like just say, like, here, little Johnny, pick up from 100 games. Now, I agree with Dealer that the disparity of 360 to the one games is kind of alarming. I would like to see it more Xbox One focused. I understand it's launch month, maybe a year from now, maybe 6 months from now, there'll be more third parties on board because I didn't really see that many besides like Capcom and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a good first month offering. There are some great games on there like Halo 5 Guardians and Sunset Overdrive and Devil May Cry. Definitely worth the $10 a month. I think it's really cool. I think it needs to get its legs underneath it. I think they need to see how people will react to it first to see how it grows. I would have liked to have seen like a Telltale game on there because Phil talked about episodic gaming and how that would fit into it, and and like it's kind of a shame there's not one of those games there. But really fast, since I didn't give my opinion on Lawbreakers, here's the reason. And it's a quote from Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. That's all it had to do with it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
okay, so
Sony
showed him the money.
You know what I would do if I was like a head of marketing and stuff now for Microsoft is I would have representatives out at all your major retailers right now, especially leading up to Scorpio, and I would be handing out like these 14-day trials, like they're going out of style to like every prospective customer that comes in the store, like here it is, you know what I mean? Because it might be incentive that when they're looking at a console or they already have one, like there you go. I mean, hopefully Microsoft bundles it in the boxes too. Like here's your 14-day free trial, and after that, hopefully they get a few people to sign up. But that's what I'd be at.
Well, I was told originally they're going to grassroots market this for the first for a while. Actually, it's going to be low key grassroots marketing. But I mean, obviously, it's June right now. You don't necessarily need to market it extensively. When you need to market it heavily, it's probably the holiday season when you have a $199 Xbox One S that you could potentially throw in a month or two there. That's when you could probably have heavily
so you're saying they're just going to market it how they've marketed everything. Fucking thing this whole generation.
I was told it was going to be a grassroots marketing campaign.
So basically, it's guerrilla marketing like they've done every single thing. I mean,
hey, we're just going to put a picture of it up. If you like it, you can get it. But other than that,
I don't know. You could potentially buy this.
Me personally, as someone who used to sell electronics, I just find it sometimes it's better to get in front of your audience, to talk one-on-one, so you can actually explain it to people and answer questions about it, because that works great. Just handing people like flyers in the mail, it's like getting fucking junk mail in your box. I mean, how many people even use like trials out of a Xbox case or out of their consoles nowadays? You know what I mean? Like it's just there, it's just filler, goes in the garbage probably.
I will say, Noof, before we really move much further, that Gears of War Ultimate, Halo 5, And Mad Max alone, just Mad Max alone, that's a game that I would pay $10 for a single month at the very least, just to play through that, because that's such a good game. So the value really depends on the person. You see Halo 5, that's some amazing, the best Halo multiplayer that there's been. It's worth it for you. You see Mad Max, you've always wanted to play, or you thought about, it's worth it for you. So it's not just for kids, that's for sure.
I also want to point out that I know that some hardcore people, this probably isn't going to be worth it for them for the fact that, they have a lot of the games. Like, I'm looking at the games, and I'm like, I have that. Like, I literally have everything.
Yeah, I went through it. There was, like, about 12 games on there, 12 to 15 that we don't have, and a lot of those are 360.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think it is cool, and it is the perfect thing to get people over to the Xbox One or Xbox Scorpio for the simple fact that maybe you're a 360 gamer who abandoned the Xbox brand like an idiot because you were angry over these these fake things going on saying, hey, Microsoft is trying to steal our rights and all this kind of stuff, right? So maybe you want the PS4 and now you're going to be back or whatever. And I just think that it is, interesting that they're going to try this. I hope it's very successful for them. It's not exactly for me. Thanks Mooch and Crap, because the stream lags up every once in a while, but I'm hoping on the playback it should be good. Yeah. At least that's what I would hope for anyway. But either way, I'll make it up to you guys with something. So anyway, Xbox games with gold games are announced. Speedrunners looks like a damn phone game. Watch Dogs, probably the most hyped, overrated thing ever. Assassin's Creed, besides Destiny. Watch Dogs on Xbox One, and which is obviously, like I said, a little bit. It's kind of boring. I already have that.
Coming July, Watch Dogs Xbox 360 backwards compatibility.
Yeah, I can hardly wait for that. On the 360 side, you get Assassin's Creed 3, which was probably one of the worst ones. I'm not a big Connor fan.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Age Origins, which is a really good game, but that's already in the EA Access vault.
Yeah, I already own 3 copies of it if you were to count the EA Access copy by 2 physical.
Good news, though, Phantom Dust DLC. Completely free. There you go. I mean,
worth it right there, man.
Yeah, I think it's an okay month. I just don't know that it is that it's a great month. You know what I mean? Like, considering.
Well, I mean, how many people really download these games, anyways, right? Like, the people that we know that game are always just like, meh, free games. Yeah. I'm not gonna download that.
What? Well, pretty much everybody bought Watch Dogs. I mean, like you said, one of the biggest letdowns there were. I don't know. That was the biggest name in there, easily. Speedrunners, I've actually seen gameplay of, and it looks fun. Looks like trash, but it looks fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Watch Dogs, not gonna. I'll download it, but I'll cancel it so it'll be in the queue. So it'll be in the ready to install.
I already have it installed because I own a physical copy of it from forever ago. But I mean, I'll probably.
Physical? Who owns physical these days?
That was back when I was still buying those. So.
Watch Dogs Coaster Edition.
Yeah, I've got physical.
I've got the physical edition too, which I put in like 20 hours in that first game. 120 gamer score. I'm like, they could have made the gamer score a little bit easier on this game. You know what I mean? Like Watch Dogs 2, right? One of my favorite games of last year. I think I got like 800 gamer score on that after beating it. I got
950 out of 1,000 on that.
Yeah, like, and that's just from beating it. That's like not doing anything weird. Watch Dogs 1 makes you do like a bunch of weird crap.
Define weird crap.
Well, I don't know.
I like open world games. That's.
I'm
really
not bad at open world games. They're just not my. No. I'm great at open world games. I'm fantastic. Shiva, what do you think about these games?
Get an achievement.
They're good for anyone who doesn't have them. Again, they're free games. Free games are free games. But, like, we already have most of these ones, like Assassin's Creed, obviously. I think the other one's Dragon Age. We already have those. So, it's awesome to see. I do think we have Assassin's Creed physical, so it'll be nice to have it digitally.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too, because Hellhammer has the add-on content for this game, and I've never played that, so he said that it's a good way to kind of get some of the more gamer score and things like that.
Yeah, for Dragon Age, you'll get, like, with the DLC, The main DLC pack, I think, adds an additional 500 gamer score, which you get about 350 just by playing through it, and the rest of it adds the 200 each.
Yeah.
So
But as for the Phantom Dust thing, though, like, shouldn't that have been free anyways?
Well,
they gave us the game for free.
They did give us the one free
wouldn't-
pack or whatever, but I think they're trying to get people to maybe jump into the multiplayer or whatever. But the game is sort of like there's so many other games out right now. It's kind of hard to kind of go back to Phantom Dust anyway. Like
that game's just going to be collecting dust. That's all I know.
Oh, bump. Good
Pretty
one,
much.
Noof. Yeah. I mean, GKB, what do you think about these games?
Speedrunners is the only one I'm really interested in, man. I have all the rest. It's kind of a meh month for me, and it's whatever. Free games, like she was
It's
saying.
just
free
okay
games.
for you, dog.
It's
Yeah,
just okay, man.
It's just okay.
Speedrunners does look cool, man. It looks like you can beat the
Co-op
shit out of
fun,
your
right?
friends.
I mean, yeah, they seem to put like these little co-op games that do okay. What about you, Rand? What are you thinking about these games? You probably played them all.
I'm not really interested in any of them. Like, I beat Watch Dogs. I beat Assassin's Creed 3. I'm not interested in any 360 game for that matter. Speedrunners, I mean, there's so many indie games that come out now, whether they're free or $20. A lot of them are good, a lot of them are crap. I doubt this one will even get any playtime from me. Honestly,
But you're Randall Indy.
Yeah.
And I may be Randall Indy, but it's hard keeping up with all these games, dude. Like, there's seriously too many games. Like, there's like what, 6 games this week or 5 games this week. There's like 7 games last week.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be like 9 games next week.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I agree. I'm not even done with Mass Effect. I'm just like, holy shit! There's like so many games that are coming out. It's absolutely insane right now.
Like Surgeon and Justice 2 came out the same day, and it was like, come on, man! Like, I can't even.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I only just now got back on the Mass Effect after my X-Bone was broken there for a while.
Fucking what's an X-Bone? I don't know.
Dude,
what
it's
this
the
is.
X-Bone.
I don't know what this is.
That's what everybody calls it.
You mean an Xbox One?
No, yeah, dude, the acronym for it's X-Bone.
That's a fucking acronym for it.
Everybody calls it X-Bone.
Nobody calls it an X-Bone. The only
yeah.
people that call it an X-Bone are douchebags and fucking NeoGaf. Get out of here with that shit.
Hey, I call it douchebag. Hey.
What the hell was that?
It almost sounded like Cletus a little too drunk on the moonshine.
Yeah, like he's up.
Nah,
he's
don't
up
worry
off
about
of-
me. I'm sitting back here in the car just listening to the podcast. I'll be kicking myself back in here to once, but I'm just ain't drunk enough yet. You fuckers go about your business.
We are. Now, in news that nobody probably was surprised by, Red Dead Redemption 2 delayed until after of April of 2018. Not surprising. I think we all pretty much called this and said that they're good for at least one delay. Their stock kind of tanked when they announced this news. A little bit kind of, I guess, interesting. What's also interesting is they're not usually at E3, so we might not even see this game played at Sony's E3. It could be a bit of a way to Microsoft dodged a bullet a bit by not having this game released this year. But then on the flip side, if this releases next spring and they end up pushing back Sea of Thieves next spring, I don't like Sea of Thieves' chances. What's your guys' thoughts on the delay and what's going on with this?
To
I'm
be
not
expected.
surprised.
Go ahead, She-Wolf.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I was just gonna say I'm not surprised. One, just because of how many games, just in general, have been delayed in this generation. To hear another one is really not surprising, and then to hear Rockstar is the one being delayed, that's really not surprising because they do have a history of it. So,
Well,
again, not surprised.
well, Rockstar. I mean, even if it's just, I mean, personally, I think it's probably just being delayed because they want to get this thing out at a time where there's no competition because they're smart with how they, with how they launch their games. They're very smart, right? Like Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. I think there was pretty much nothing out at that time.
I think Hellhammer's onto something there. I think as well. I mean, Rockstar games, they can put it anywhere and it's going to sell like perfectly fine.
Yeah, but it'll sell much better when there's nothing else.
And I think we're probably going to see a couple more get delayed into early next year as well, man. There's a shit ton of games that's potentially coming out in this holiday, so I'm fine with people moving shit back.
South Park. I'm waiting to see that one get delayed again.
I swear to God.
I know they came out with a legit date, but I don't know. I just have this big feeling they're gonna turn around and be like, "Guess what? We changed our mind. We're gonna delay it."
We're just trolling you guys.
Yeah. Well, one of Rockstar said that, I guess somebody in the chat said they confirmed that they're not going to be at E3 and Red Dead 2 is not going to be at E3. So that is kind of maybe a bullet dodge from Microsoft. No Red Dead on stage.
Rockstar can do whatever they want, dude. They could put out a trailer on E3 and it'll be just as big as E3. Like they can do whatever they want. We all knew this game wasn't going to be released this holiday because every Rockstar game gets delayed one time, minimum. Yeah. And we know exactly when it's coming out. It'll be out a year from now in May, like all the other Rockstar games that aren't Grand Theft Auto, basically. Like Max Payne 3, the original Red Dead Redemption all came out in May. So, yeah, I bet a lot of publishers are breathing easy right now that have a game coming out in the fall. They're like, whoo, there's a big gorilla out of the room. And I bet you some publishers and devs who have a game coming out sometime next year in May are probably like hyperventilating, right now. GameStop's stock tanked. Take-Two stock tanked. It's nobody should be surprised. Big question though is who's going to take advantage of this? What game is going to benefit from Rockstar not having the game?
Get that shit out. Get it out this year.
Well, when was Red Dead supposed to, like, we know fall, but was there an actual month it wasn't announced?
It probably was going to come out in October or November.
So then if it comes, because it is kind of funny that like Red Dead gets delayed and then South Park is like, hey, guess what? We're coming back. So
the funny thing was like Red Dead gets delayed and Far Cry 5 gets fully announced, and it was just like, oh, okay, because the Red Dead is supposed to be kind of a Western themed setting, but modern day.
Yeah, so, Far Cry 5 picture looks pretty cool, though. I gotta admit, looks pretty cool.
Hey, guess who has marketing rights on Far Cry 5?
Yeah,
Sony,
Nintendo.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
No. It's Sony, and these commercials make this game. Although, because this isn't a new IP, so probably people are smart enough. Although maybe not.
Look, I say last time I was in GameStop, people were asking if Destiny was coming out on Xbox One.
Are you kidding me,
dude?
Come on.
I swear I was in there because I was. I pre-ordered. I traded in that horrible Rainbow Six game because that I got with my Xbox for free because I was never gonna play that shit. And I pre-ordered the Crash Bandicoot collection, actually. And there was at least 2 people in there who were like, hey, is that Destiny game coming out on Xbox as well? Because their big display only has a PS4 logo on it.
Well, that and their whole like reveal and everything they're playing on PS4 and PC is like, I mean, it doesn't surprise me one bit that people would be asking that. They did that on Destiny 1 as well.
So Hammer, did you smack the shit out and say, yeah, not only is it coming out for Xbox One, but it's going to be the best version of the game on consoles.
Well, I mean, I told them that it was going to be coming out on Xbox as well. They were like, "What the ad says?" I was like, "And?"
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's just how it is.
Well, yeah. Well, did you see it? It looks like it's just a PS4/PS4 Pro game, which again, Phil.
Yep. Same way with Call of Duty. You seen the display there for Call of Duty?
I did. It says PS4 exclusive all over it. It's like, Phil, man, come on, man, have some kind of. Yeah, I know.
But, well, you'd be surprised who listens. I was talking to Dealer about this the other day. Don't be surprised about who listens to podcasts.
So you'd be saying that, like, Dealer, like, I think you might be welcome to the world where we ran a little joke last week on Xbox Nation about who would you rather fire, right? And apparently,
we've been told everyone not to take it seriously and don't overreact. And it's just a kidding around, and it's still just people still went.
What do you know?
Do not tell people they should be fired.
It went all the way up to Redmond, and they heard
it.
Look, nobody needs to be fired.
Get the point of like, hey, you need to fucking market your games, people.
Yeah, and to their credit, there were some there was some new marketing today. I did see some commercials and stuff. So. Maybe point taken. They're like, hey,
Xbox commercials? Are you sure? Did you hit a time warp and go back to 360 era?
Okay, so I'll play devil's advocate here for 1 second. Marketing deals, do they even matter? Let's even talk about that because
they do when you're behind.
Destiny 1, even though it was heavily marketed for PS4, basically sold 50-50 on Xbox to PlayStation, right?
In the States,
you could attribute that to Bungie. All these games that Sony is marketing for are all multi-platform games that literally everybody knows is on Xbox and PlayStation. You could argue the validity of spending that much money on stuff, on things that you know is like, no, you're not fooling anybody with Far Cry 5.
So you're saying like everybody knows, but how Hammer just said, like 2 people just went in and asked if it was coming to Xbox. Like,
I mean, number one, I don't necessarily. It's anecdotal evidence. I don't necessarily believe. And then you could go in some other store, and I'm sure you could hear the opposite. Oh, is it coming to PlayStation? I hear it's only for Xbox.
I mean, look, when you see in the window that kind of stuff, this stuff is all PlayStation logo. The average consumer who doesn't sit here and read video game news, who wants to sit there and they load up.
Yeah,
Destiny
but you say that, but then they know Destiny 1 is on both systems. What are they not going to realize it's on?
Right? Like
and the casual people you're talking about play Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty. Call of Duty is literally.
That's not the case though. All the way, right? Like I know lots of people who literally play just Destiny. That's it. They get down, they get with a group of 3 or 4 people, and they don't know shit about anything else. Right, like the casual market can play any particular game.
And even though the PlayStation has a 2-to-1 advantage, and even though that game was marketed as a PlayStation 4 exclusive, it's still sold half-half.
In the States, there's a big difference.
It didn't sell that particularly well in Europe, though.
But you got to remember though, the Destiny beta crashed PSN in 72 territories. Yeah. Why do you think people went and got the Xbox version for one? Secondly, as devil's advocate, would you argue the fact that it's not that a lot of people, because some people don't know that certain things are coming to the platform, as Hellhammer just said. But the reason that I think they need to pick up marketing is they need to let people know that there's a new top dog when it comes to console versions, right? That's why I say this year, that's what I'm saying. It's not about letting people know the game's out. It's about letting people know that Xbox now has the best version of games. And this is the year they need to do it, and Sony.
But I mean, we're also assuming that Ubisoft or or Destiny or any of them wanted to even market with Xbox. Who knows? The Destiny 2 marketing arrangement could have been decided back when they decided the first one.
It's all about money.
The Battlefront 2 thing could have been decided when they decided the first one. There's usually like clauses in those contracts for those type of things.
Where was Microsoft's clause to get Titanfall 2 exclusive? Shit, like
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't think it's just like, hey, you should do this. I mean, I'm sure they would if they could, but if I was a publisher and I was a developer, I'd market with Sony. I wouldn't market with Xbox.
I don't disagree with that. But I mean, I find it hard to believe, and Southbound made the same point as well on Crossfire, and I was like, I find it hard to believe that these games didn't come across Phil's or Don Matrix's desk, and they're looking at them and being like, yeah, I don't know about Red Dead 2. I don't think we should market with that. Like, I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't pick up at least one or maybe even 2 of those.
I mean, we did talk about that last year on this very show. Like, we're gonna get one, right?
Yeah.
One? Which one? And we were debating which one. Well, like Star Wars, but he didn't get any of them. I mean, who knows what goes behind?
And it's a little concerning where you see Phil's tweets too, and he's like, "Well, we're focusing on not really marketing deals, we're focusing on other things," and that's kind of
GKB. What if instead of spending the money on the marketing all those games, because obviously we can agree that they cost millions of dollars, right?
Sure.
If you wanted to market all those.
Sure.
What if instead of using that money to market it, what if Phil used that money to maybe build a new studio or hire more people to build more games for his internal first-party studio?
I would say kudos, and I think that's a fantastic thing, but it's just like Lawbreakers, and where people were like freaking out that PlayStation got that. It's still an untested IP. We still have to see what it does, just like Recore, Quantum.
The number one thing they need this year for their new console that is the new best console is marketing with the games of this year that tell people it's best on this console. That's the bottom line.
That's how you're going to push Scorpios. That's how you're going to get people in there and buying Scorpios.
At the end of the day,
Phil can say all day long what he wants to about like Scorpios geared to the hardcore, and fucking the Xbox One S isn't. But he still wants to fucking sell consoles, and Microsoft as a business still wants to sell those consoles.
Right, but I mean, do they care if you are buying a Scorpio or an Xbox One S?
I think they care for both.
I don't think they particularly.
And the Scorpio is the bigger push for them to get people that were all about the power resolutions thing back onto their thing. And without having these big marketing deals, I think it's still a missed opportunity because it's going to show off these big titles on superior hardware.
It's common sense, GKB. It's really not that hard to understand, bro. Yeah. And I'm right there with you. But I feel like people are going out of their way to damage control this or make excuses for it when in fact their marketing fucking sucks. And that's just how it is.
I mean, look,
their marketing sucks.
If you want to get down to marketing, even Microsoft's new IPs, right? Recore didn't see a single fucking ad for it, really, right? I mean, it's no wonder that some of these games didn't do well. That these new IPs.
Well, that game's a little more excusable, but Battlefront 2 and passing up all this stuff, you know.
Well, no, I'm saying
I'm just coming out with the Scorpios to lure those people back, and they're not even gonna know for the most part that your shit's way better. And
right. Well, I'm using that just as more of an example, right? Like even like Quantum Break and that kind of stuff. Like those games didn't get marketed and they didn't sell. I mean, that's just where it stands. I mean, it shows.
We'll see what their strategy is.
But again, it's always a gamble, right? Because stuff like COD and Destiny now, some of these big titles, they're going to sell themselves. I mean, you know, that's just the way that they are. It's the titles that are lesser known that need a bit more of a push. But then again, it's a big gamble because, you know, if you go out and you spend $5 million securing the rights to something and the game basically goes out and basically tanks after you've spent all that money, it's a huge slap in the face, and you're just like, you know, like it's like even commercials. Sometimes they work, sometimes you don't. It depends on the audience, depends what's the hit of the day, because we even seen that with some bigger titles. Like I'm sure Gears of War 4, for example, did well, but for some reason it didn't do as well as I think the average fan thought or would have expected it to do. And who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Who knows if Microsoft hasn't been in trying to sell marketing and has been basically getting like fucking lowball. Like you don't know. They walk in and Phil or whoever is in charge sits down and goes to get a deal, and they got, you know, they're trying to sell Microsoft $12 million for the deal and probably giving it to Sony for fucking $6 million because, well, you know, it's Microsoft, so they got the money.
Well, then give them the $12 million. You know, give them the $12 million. Like once again, we have to reiterate that it's not about making the games do better. It's about getting a message out there. It's about perception. Yeah. Let people know it's better on this console from now on.
And
it doesn't give a shit about sales.
Let's just take the marketing out of it, right? Like, okay, so they're not doing it. Sony's doing whatever and all that kind of stuff. But like what Lethal Papa was saying about like YouTubers and people going to see and all that kind of stuff. Again, Sony having the marketing deals and having the exclusive content for a year, whether it is a fucking red gun or whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. People are going to flock to that, play it on that, and then people are going to watch that. Like some of these Destiny channels have millions of freaking subscribers, man. Like that's a big, you know, amount of people that they can push that, hey, I'm playing it on PS4 Pro or whatever.
They'll all be playing it on PC.
And I agree with you. I think PC is going to have a huge.
Yeah, all the streamers will eventually all switch to PC.
I agree.
The thing is, like, look, marketing's obviously incredibly important, but we don't even know that. Like, I think the price of the Scorpio will tell you what you need to know about their push, because you may thinking, okay, the marketing is going to sell this, but if the system's $500, they're probably just thinking, you know what, we're going to sit back, we're going to sell this to the super hardcore, and we'll have the $200 Xbox One S pick up the slack.
That's
there's
a fair
no
point,
need.
Rand. I agree.
There's no need to market that price point, especially aggressively at $500. But if it's $400, then you might see an aggressive marketing campaign for it. And you don't necessarily need to like have commercials with Destiny 2 and things like that to get it across. I think having Scorpio out before those games is probably a bigger factor, because then you could have word of mouth. You know, Microsoft, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty goddamn confident. Microsoft, they have an influencers relations division. Right, you know, that Boogie and all those people, all those huge YouTubers are all part of. Right, Microsoft sends them stuff all the time. I'm sure you see people get those controller unboxings.
Sony does the same thing.
Not as much as you would think. Actually, Microsoft is way better with this, and I think they started this division.
I'm just saying, I've seen YouTube videos where Boogie's gotten his PS4. And,
well, right. I'm not saying Sony doesn't do it. I think for the people I've talked to, Microsoft does it better. So don't be surprised when your favorite YouTuber
showed up at his house, right?
Yeah, like your favorite YouTuber, like PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye or whatever, all have Scorpios way before the system's available. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft even partners with the TV company to send them 4K TVs and play their games, and then tell their subscribers and viewers how awesome Scorpio is on the 4K television, playing the best versions of that stuff, as long as they have that system out before the huge holiday games like Call of Duty, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like Destiny 2, yeah, it won't be, because it's coming out in September. It's a lost cause. But all those other games, fair game. And I think that's what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah, you know, well, let me ask you guys this. What did you think about, because we talked about this a little bit, GKB, on Crossfire. Destiny 2, no dedicated servers, 30 FPS. Now, I watched the Digital Foundry video today, which was talking about why Destiny 2 isn't running at 60 FPS. And they made some good points that it's coded for 30 on console or whatever. You know what I mean? And but another point would be the fact that they mentioned Battlefield 1, which is 60, even though it's not a full 60, but definitely goes up. Yeah. So I mean, they made a good point with that.
Well, they also talked about like input lag and like 30, 60 and how that affects people too. It doesn't make a shitty gamer better, but it makes a good gamer have advantage over other good gamers. And I think there's no conspiracy with Destiny and all that kind of stuff not doing 60 FPS. I think they looked at their multiplayer and all that kind of stuff and was like, look, we need to be 30 to be fair. And that's what we gravitate as console owners to, that because we like to have one certain box, the same game across the board, and to be able to play fair. Where in PC,
all that shit went out the window when the Elite controller came out, bro. Sorry.
I mean, before even the Elite controller came out, scuff controllers were there. I
don't exactly like the Elite controller like allows you to do shit that people without Elite controllers can't do it. That's a bigger advantage than 60 to me versus 30. People on PC don't bitch about this. 60 is nice.
If you have 60 right? and then an Elite controller or a scuff controller, it compounds it. Like, see what I'm saying? It's not just that. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people already have.
Just give people a filter. Say, hey, I don't want to play versus. I want to play 30 versus 30, or you know
but
what I'm saying.
Then you're splitting up the community at that point.
Yeah,
well, and then disable them. I don't fucking know. Find a way around it. God damn it.
I'm not saying I think Destiny should be 60 across the board. Like I don't, I'm not defending that point at all. I'm just saying, like as a studio and what they're looking at, and social media and all this other stuff. I think they had to do it just to be fair across the board. I just don't think.
So Digital Foundry told everybody that it was hard coded to be 30.
Well, they said that that they had something to do with the engine or whatever. That's it's 30.
Bullshit, because you can just brute force that shit on any PC. The simple fact is, when they tell you it's hard coded for 30, 99% of the time. They're lying. Very few games have their frame rate tied to their physics engine. And with Destiny, it's a simple fact of the CPU on the Pro not being quick enough. Now, with the Scorpio, obviously, we know Scorpio, it runs quicker. It has much faster queue times. It has a DX12 command processor. If they took advantage of that, yeah, I'm sure it could do 60. But will they? That's not as likely. Yeah. Either way, you'll probably see 30 across the board, which sucks. Yeah. But you'll still see the best version on Scorpio.
I think we'll see that continue like throughout multiplayer games. If it's 30 on one until they move past the base PS4 and Xbox One, I think you're going to continue to see that. I mean, even Shannon Loftus even came out and said it's a crap. Hey, that's what devs.
Hey, I made the news in a good way this week. Finally,
yeah, you did,
know what I mean? Like
You're not trying to tell people.
Yeah, I wasn't like I was canceling my pre-order this time. I was actually getting.
You know what you should have did at the end when she was done talking? You should have said, "I'm canceling my pre-order."
I should have said that. Like, what
left it there.
What a dick move by Crapgamer. You know what the funny thing was? Like, people were like, "Hey, man, we saw you on the Daily Fix." Like, they had your Twitter up and stuff like that, and on the No. It was good to see you up there without having like the hate stuff. And I was like, yeah, it is good. You know what I mean? But the funny thing was that here I am, and I'm like the anti-journalist asking questions that these journalists should be asking, right?
Yeah.
Like, because they want to know about the frame rates and stuff, and they have the ability they have better channels and emails of these people. They could easily email Mike, Shannon, Phil, whoever, and go, hey, what's the deal with the frame rate? Are you guys allowing a 60 FPS game to be matched against a 30 FPS? What's the bottom line with that? So instead, I had to do it, which was cool. But some people were hating on me for it. Like, we got this guy asking the questions that everybody else should be asking. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they get so angry or whatever. Like, you're crap.
Well, you bring up a good point. Like, they don't go out of their way to find out information about Scorpio when they so easily could. If they're answering these things on Twitter, there's no way a journalist can't just email one of these people and maybe get a little bit,
That's what I'm saying. And the funny thing was, remember, like, last week I was saying in the Scorpio documents it says that they want the frames per second on Xbox One and Scorpio to be the same in multiplayer, and that must have changed relatively.
Well, let's say consistent.
Yeah.
There's a few different definitions for that, but it said more consistent frame rates. It didn't say identical or parity or anything like that. It did say you can be more liberal in the single player side with the frame rate. Yeah. But either way, you should have more 60 frames per second options than you do on Pro. If that's not the case, then everyone's right, and hey, it's just a piece of shit CPU and there's nothing special about it. But unless if you get more 60 frames per second options and more games on the Pro or on the Scorpio over the Pro, then yeah, of course, it's definitely they've done more to it, like they've said. So
yeah, and they said what she said was basically, if you missed it, was that they're letting developers do whatever they want, but she didn't see a situation where a developer would intentionally split the frame rate like that. So and you know what's interesting is in the PS4 when they were Neo documents back then, those specifically also say that they want the frame rates to match. Like they
use different wording. They said they have to be the same frame rates on both systems.
Yeah. So that's a little bit. So that had me thinking, well, maybe even if the Pro could do 60 FPS and the base model couldn't, that could be why we see 30 on both of those. You know what I mean? It's a little bit weird because did you also see the video where they talked about how if they use cloud computing on these games, then it could definitely do 60 FPS as well, which I know that's so weird, right, to talk about cloud computing.
No, this is an example of Digital Foundry just saying some dumb shit and people running with it. Because just because a team moves some data over to dedicated servers does not mean you're going to have thousands of calls freed up for 30 more frames. Garbage. And Digital Foundry suggests that if they do that and move to dedicated servers, they get enough headroom for 60 is completely stupid to me. Yeah, whatever. Don't believe me. I just keep up with this shit. So I know they do too, and that's why I'm so surprised.
I agree with you too. They can't move enough off to the cloud to get.
Yeah, it's enough. Exactly. It's enough to do some physics work, but not enough to do. Sit there and increase your frame rate. Basically, you're not going to be able to move.
Like when they spitballed today, Hellhammer. When they spitballed today and said that Scorpio would pretty much have the same exact problem. Well, you can go and put. What's his name? Richard's own words right next to that statement. He's like, it's never been done before. The hardware's been designed around the software. It's got a DX12 command processor. It's a higher frequency. It's got lower queue times. It's got all this stuff to prevent stalling. All this stuff that the Pro doesn't have because the Pro's just the upclock PS4 CPU.
I mean, look. If you think that the additional speed on the CPU and the additional speed on the GPU side just alone isn't enough to have it if it hit closer to 60 than the PS4 Pro could, I mean, they're obviously smoking something.
I'm just going to spurt out and say, you know what, 30 frames a second didn't ruin my enjoyment of the first Destiny. I'm pretty damn sure it won't ruin my enjoyment of the second Destiny. It would have been nice that it could hit 60 frames, and why it doesn't, yes, it's still a bit of a mystery, especially with these newer, improved consoles, but at the end of the day, game's a game. If they nail the campaign, it's fun to play, your buddies come on board, I'm game for it, I'll try it out, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess I was just a little bit disappointed with, like, the Pro, and I think like if the Pro and Scorpio can do 60, they should.
Well, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be 4K 60 on Scorpio.
I know.
Exactly.
Again,
that game looks infinitely better than fucking Destiny.
Well, because I don't know. I heard a similar thing to Digital Foundry. I was told the reason Destiny can't do 60 is because all their networking and everything is handled by the CPU, and if they would actually use dedicated servers, it would hit 60 like easily with overhead.
But every game doesn't have dedicated servers and networks handled by the CPU.
I'm saying that's what I was told.
Yeah, I mean, COD does that. Like,
it's
right
a crock of shit.
COD doesn't run on dedicated servers.
No, I mean it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It's still hitting 60 FPS.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but I think all I'm saying, like, look, I was sharing a piece of information with you. No, that's what I was told behind the scenes. I'll be the first messenger. I don't know. When it comes to tech stuff, like, don't listen to me. Listen to GKB Dealer and Hellhammer. I don't know shit about any of this stuff. I was just saying that's what I was told.
No, I was just saying, like, that's why I was just making the point that.
The only way that would make sense if it was like a super big game, where it was
like an MMO or something,
Yeah, and yet somehow they were running it peer to peer.
An actual MMO, not Destiny MMO, an actual MMO.
Hey, Destiny's not an MMO. Like I keep telling people that.
They try and market it like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Because before even Xbox One came out, I bought this game called Defiance on Xbox 360. And me and Hellhammer both had that game. And that game was fun. And I thought Destiny was going to be like that, where you're on this shared world with like hundreds of other people on a server. And there's boss battles where you team up with those people and kill. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was going to be like that. And then when it ended up not being anything like that. And now, didn't they lower the PvP stuff? Didn't it used to be more than 4v4?
6v6.
So now they lowered that to 4v4, which is less than Gears of War. And they still can't, like, get a 60 FPS out of that? There's less things on the screen. I don't know. Like, that is a little bit disappointing. Like, Shiwa, if you haven't said anything in a while, you're a big Destiny fan. Is that a little bit of a bummer, or are you just, like, you don't care?
I don't care. I'm still going to play it.
Well, I know.
You care that it's not on dedicated servers, then, because that will affect the glitchiness and all the bullshit.
Well, I mean, the first one wasn't dedicated servers either.
I was gonna say like the first one
sucked a lot of times.
But I didn't notice it. Like, I don't know if like it depends on your internet to your own, because frankly, I never had any issues when it came to Destiny. Like, I really didn't. And you know, with the second one coming, I'm excited for it. I'm happy to play it. Whatever they have brought to it, then yes, okay, who knows? Maybe there's going to be issues, but lately, what game hasn't really come out with issues? So hopefully, you know, they decide to fix that. And I don't know, can they actually change in mid, like, to dedicated servers, or is that like not a possibility?
They probably
no,
like it'll have servers for the game portion, right? But not the PvP. I believe that's right.
I think more than anything, it's just fucked up because Activision are one of the largest publishers, and what could have cost them $1 million? How much money is that game going to make? You know, it's not. It's a fraction, and they refuse to do it on what is going to be one of the biggest games this year.
Yeah. Well, you know, like the Destiny fan base, like, you know, She-Wolf, GKB, you guys are all in on that game, and a lot of like Mooch, which is fine, but it's like Activision gets these franchises where people are all in no matter what. Like, you know, it's kind of a ripoff, but you're still all. I'm like that with Call of Duty, and I admit it.
Bro,
yeah. Like I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like everybody was like, "Oh, you really gonna buy Call of Duty Infinite Warfare just to get the Call of Duty 4 remastered?" Yep. I mean, it wasn't even a thing. It was like, I'm getting it. You know, like that's how it is, and it's like the same thing with Destiny.
I mean,
like
sports games too, man. They're literally the same game, just different roster or updated.
Michael Jordan's head's a little shinier this year.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
you know, the funny thing is though, when it comes to Destiny 2, I'm actually more disappointed with like the map sizes. Like, I would have rather them taken the maps that they already had, brought those over, and then gave us the new moons instead of just like giving us only 4 new moons, or what is it, like 3 moons and half an Earth, which we have. So, you know, that I'm a little more disappointed about than actually like any of the dedicated server stuff. I would have actually liked to just had a little bit more from this game, especially how we have to pay a whole nother $60 for it.
Yeah.
To my point, like Destiny
big expansion to anybody.
Yeah, it does. It does definitely sound like just a big expansion. Just like my problems with Destiny 1 was like, you know, story content and all that kind of stuff. And it looks like, you know, they're moving better in that direction. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say that I'm really disappointed in Destiny that they're gonna speed up the time in between planets now, because man, I used to enjoy that shit because I go in and take a crap, have a beer, come back out, shit was still loading up. I like that, man. But now they're gonna speed it up.
What are you talking about, man? Destiny didn't have no load time. Record did.
Oh no, Destiny had like terrible load times, man. Like I never understood that. So did Horizon Zero Dawn. Like really long load times. Yeah, and
weird spots. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and nobody ever mentioned it. Same thing with like Battlefield 1.
Oh man, that reminds me. I gotta load up some Horizon Zero Dawn tonight.
Yeah, shut up. You're playing the Horizon.
Good game, bro.
No, it is a good
really
game.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm frustrated tonight.
Go off the cliff or something.
Well, here's the thing. I'm frustrated tonight. Obviously, the stream is fucking up. It's gonna fix itself afterwards, but you know, you guys know I put a lot of work into doing the show on Wednesdays, and it's annoying.
And people are gonna watch it later, bro, and you're gonna sound all
but
depressed and shit, man.
I think it's more or less the fact because like the chat, you're constantly like you read the chat and people are like the leg. Yeah. It's like just kind of keeps
close the chat, bro.
I never heard crap this sad. The last time I heard it sad was when Quantum Break got announced for PC.
Oh,
damn!
Last time I had this much lag is when I tried to have phone sex over the dial-up internet. God damn it!
Well, okay. Let me ask you guys this question, okay? Crackdown 3, and I put this in the thing, is a stupid Play Anywhere title.
Where did this come from, bro? I saw that. I was like, what?
Yeah, like here's the thing, right?
I thought we already assumed that was gonna be a Play Anywhere. Though.
I get that, right? Like all their games are going to Play Anywhere, all this kind of shit, right?
Sure.
Like, but to me, it's just I'm annoyed with the whole Play Anywhere thing, right?
What, bro?
You
want people playing games? Is that what it is?
No, it's not that.
Yeah, he wants to cancel his pre-order because someone else can play the game.
I'm not canceling the pre-order, but this is the thing. Like nobody, like Sony is getting record profits, right? Like $1 billion profits, like on their PlayStation 4. Like they are strictly in the console space. doing they've done some things like a mid-console refresh, and like they're trying things like VR. They did 3D last gen, so I'm just going to consider that like them trying things, and they do try things, right? But they're sticking more to the console thing. You have some exclusives, you take some risks, you do some mature games. You know what I mean? Microsoft, they're pushing this agenda because their other business is Windows, and I get that, but it's like they're shoving this down our throats to the point where some of these games could come out with Scorpio and be system sellers, put them on the PC 6 months later as whatever, and do it that way. Like, to me, it's a little bit counterproductive. Just the fact that you
because
play...
they're not. But
Go
the
ahead.
thing is look, it's like the difference between the two is again, just as you said, Sony's basically bread and butter for everything they do right now is PlayStation. Microsoft is Windows.
Well,
and they look. Here's the thing, right? Microsoft, you got to know both sides of their business as well, not just pay attention to the Xbox side. Microsoft wants 2 billion people on Windows 10 by the end of like 2019 or something like that, and they're falling short of that. They got to give people a reason to upgrade. They make much more money off of selling Windows licenses than they do off of Xbox any day of the week.
I don't know, for like me, like I see your point, Crap, but like at the end of the day, I think console players are console players and PC players are PC players. And I seen I think Clint Eastwood's and Dealer's thing about the
Clint Eastwood,
PC.
Cold Eastwood.
Cold Eastwood, sorry.
Hey, Dealer, your new buddy's Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. But they did a cool video, man, about like, can you build a PC for that kind of money? And you really can't. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't foresee like people jumping ship from Xbox going to PC, spending $1,000+ on a PC.
I mean, and again, it's GKB is right on that too, right? Another part of that is that people who play on PC generally are just going to play on PC either way because they want to be able to build their stuff. They want to know what goes into their box exactly, et cetera, et cetera.
You know what the real question is, Hellhammer, is I'm sure you guys remember Phil a few months ago said that there are going to be things you can only play on Xbox this year.
Yeah.
What the fuck is he talking about?
iTunes
app? Is there an iTunes app coming to Xbox? I mean, I know it's coming to Windows 10. I don't know.
Yeah, iTunes app, if it comes to Xbox, it comes just in time for my iPhone.
Yeah, fuck.
Because I'll have 7,000 songs that I paid for. Just stream them. Bam.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I know it's coming too.
He probably meant like some kind of small game or something. I know how Phil thinks, man. He's not
Voodoo
thinking
Vince
any
2?
big game.
You think?
Yeah, Voodoo Vince
Brothers?
2. Well, no, look, Voodoo Vince, even the remaster, that thing went to Windows 10, Xbox One, and Steam. You know what I mean? Like they put that thing on
Linux,
everything.
Xbox.
Yeah, I know. So it's like Phil changes his mind like the wind, and maybe that's part of the problem, right? Like they say one thing, let's have parity on the frames.
Well, maybe he's talking about games that haven't been announced yet.
Maybe. I mean, maybe they're going to have something huge, but then part of me thinks, hey, maybe they're not going. Maybe the reason why there hasn't been any leaks is because they don't have shit to leak. We already know it all, folks. It's panic time, people. Panic.
Come on,
panic.
bro.
Everybody.
You got literally
we
like
called
2
this
weeks
months
man.
ago.
Come on.
Trade
It's going to be a lull.
Trade your Xbox in at GameStop for your $20. Put that shit down towards your PS4 Pro and your VR headset, and you're good to go.
Well,
I don't know, man. We got like 2 weeks before E3. Like, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see.
Exactly.
If that E3
Okay,
fucking
I'll
show anything, then yeah.
just for you guys, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
If they don't show anything at E3, GKB is going to be on that Haterade, Gatorade.
Goddamn right.
I have a quarter,
it ready to go, bro.
Hey, if anything, Crapgamer can sell some more Crapgamer was right shirts when that comes up, but there's nothing. They don't show anything. So
Look,
Yeah.
I said this on TXR. I don't. I give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt on a lot of things, but like one thing I do not want to hear from anybody after this E3 is wait till next year.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, bro. This is
Like,
the year.
And I have a feeling people are going to say it because I have a feeling there's not going to be much there. But hey,
Shout out to K Mega. He said wait till next year. Like, like what are you talking about, bro?
Do it alive.
I love you, K Mega, but come on, man.
We've already called it. We called this months ago on Xbox Nation. We said there's probably gonna be a lull for a year or two while they're developing and reinvesting in first party, and you're just gonna have the best version of third party multiplats with the kind of typical stuff you expect from Microsoft, maybe for a year or two, right? That sounds reasonable to me. I wouldn't expect miracles. But they always show stuff.
so far we're doing pretty good with our projections.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, because it's not like we're not going to have anything, right? Just over the next 12 whatever months, we're going to have Forza 7, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, Ori 2, probably some kind
in
of
addition to every single third-party game anyone wants to play.
Yeah, so there is actually going to be plenty to play. I mean, like the new Madden's coming out, the new FIFA's coming out. Microsoft's going to have marketing on both those. There could be a new Splinter Cell brand. Splinter Cell.
Excuse me. What? What? Hey, man.
Yeah, it's a Splinter Cell.
Hold on. Before we get any further about Splinter Cell, here's the thing. I know it was real because I know people who played the game. Literally, I know the people who played the game, but that was last year. Game could have been canceled for all I know. I haven't heard anybody.
Here's the thing, Rand. Like, I don't think it's canceled because I've heard the same thing, right? And I've said it too. So this is what I'll say. Ubisoft always has a game that they close the show out with that people don't know about, right?
Crew 2, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, fuck that, man. Nobody wants to play the Crew 2.
The Crew 2 Hot Wheels.
Yeah, like fuck
Watch Dogs 3.
Nobody cares about Watch Dogs 3. Actually, I would care very much about Watch Dogs 3.
From someone, I actually have heard that Watch Dogs 3 is in development.
Well, I would hope so, because Watch Dogs 2 was really one of my all-time favorites. Even though at first I'm like, who's this guy? And he's flipping all around, and he's like,
that game was awesome. I don't care.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the same thing with Mafia 3, which that game's on sale right now, but the DLC isn't. Like the game's $20.
I'm still buying that DLC.
And the season pass is $30. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like that shit's crazy. Crackdown 3 though, like to me, just to get back on topic, is something that really could impress a lot of people. And maybe it'll impress console gamers enough where they're like, hey, man, I definitely want to get that on Scorpio, but I don't think I'll ever, play anywhere or any of that PC. I don't know.
Why? If you play on Xbox, what is that really affecting you? Seriously.
Well, I just think that...
You sit there and play games all day that are on PC as well. Mass Effect.
Gears?
I think he's just saying that it's slowing down any kind of propulsion that the next console could have. It's kind of slowing down the adoption rate.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility because people can play some of this stuff with a laptop or a Surface or whatever.
A really good laptop, yeah.
Yeah, really good whatever. I mean, because look, Crackdown 3, a lot of people are interested in that. It vindicates Microsoft's whole cloud computing stuff, So I think that this is something that people would really be interested in playing, and it could be a potential showpiece along with Forza 7, and you go, these are only on Xbox. Don't even mention, because you know what? Crackdown 3 was in development long before Play Anywhere was announced, so that means that they've gone back in. Fuck you, YouTube.
You're botting really badly.
Fuck you, YouTube.
The Google gods are not on your side.
Now he's disappeared.
But
he said,
I don't think it's a big deal when a game goes back to Play Anywhere because, it's still beneficial to everybody and the developers to make more money because they're selling it. That's always been my big thing when it's been a multi-plat game that goes to say Xbox, PlayStation, PC. The developer makes more money, which then gives them more money to create a new game, which then gives us new games. So I've never seen the big deal about why,
the more people playing a game on any platform is always a good thing in my personal opinion, because console guys will continue to buy it first and play it first on console and, that sort of thing. So I just think it's a bonus overall. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. Never did. I mean, it's cool that the PC guys can pick it up and maybe it encourages them to pick up a console version while they're at it. You never know. I think that's the hope, is that maybe people will buy both because lots of people do. They'll play on PC, but maybe if they're not in the mood to fire up their PC or something, they have they want to have their game out on their 60 or 80-inch television.
Well, so it's not even just that, Noof. When they have the Play Anywhere titles, the nice thing about it is, say, if an adult has, say, a PC that they game on, but then their kid has an Xbox, and if they do the game, where you put your home Xbox or whatever as the main account, then your child is able to play the game as well. So, it ends up benefiting where more than one person can play the game.
Yeah.
So
also, you just can't play Play Anywhere and the 360 version at the same time. That's all.
Yeah.
And the good news is that I mean the other good thing with that is basically just like what happened with me, right? When my Xbox went down, I still got to play the Hot Wheels expansion pack on my computer for a little bit beforehand till their update screwed it over. But whatever.
Yeah, I get what you guys are saying, right? Just to me, there's just something not
just because you
don't
like PC doesn't mean
it's not about
not
like PC. Okay, granted, I don't like playing on PC, and whenever we're playing Gears and somebody hops in with the PC, we kick them out. But I mean, that doesn't mean that we don't like PC.
But you know what's funny? If he didn't have the PC, because they have the PC thing over their heads, right? That's how you know they're in PC. Mm-hmm. If they didn't have that, you probably wouldn't even know.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
No, you wouldn't.
I whenever I get my ass kicked, I just be like, "You're on PC, bitch." You would
turn around and just be like, "Oh my god, you have an Elite controller," or you'd find some excuse to yell at them.
Fucking Elite controller doesn't help you for shit in Gears 4. Like, you can't even use the trigger locks, man. You can't move for shit. I used the trigger locks when we played Next Gen's team in Gears 4 for one map, and I went 0-8.
Well, that's a typical score for you. Come on,
it's not a fucking typical score because then I turned the trigger locks off and it was on the top of the boards. Yeah. I was like, oh fuck, I'm playing with trigger locks on, so it kind of sucked or whatever. But
yeah, motherfucker.
I don't know, to crap like I get it, man. You don't see the difference between resolution and frames per second. I don't think you would see the difference between a PC guy playing on Gears and you.
Yeah,
guy, man. Come on.
Yeah, Crapgamer just gets smacked everywhere just because that trigger locks thing it doesn't mean shit.
Fuck you guys.
Correlation doesn't define causation.
Crap's such a downer.
I can tell you, Game Down Sites he'd come on the Gears of War and play us on his PC, and to be quite honest with you, I never noticed him like running the gauntlet on any of us because he was
that motherfucker's running 120 frames per second in 4K with keyboard and mouse, man. It's insane, man.
So what you're saying is that the PC is the superior version. Got it.
Well, I guess if you want to spend the money for it, it would be the superior version. But
not even that much.
Fucking Timidos apparently kicks more fucking ass with his shitty ass Australian connection.
That's fucking. That's his Australian fucking.
He's glitching like a motherfucker around there.
I can never hit that dude in Gears 4. Yeah, it's insane. Like that dude, like he's coming right at you. Next thing you know, you're dead. He's dipped you, and you fucking you're like, what the hell happened? Like I just cannot kill that guy. It's very frustrating. I think he's a good dude, but playing against him fucking sucks.
I think he's a good dude, but screw you, fuck you.
Yeah, like it's that fucking he's got that fucking with a kangaroo internet or whatever it is. Like he's got less than one down or some shit. I don't know, but it's kind of ridiculous.
At least for Crackdown crap, there is no competitive multiplayer that we know of. So you can just chill, if you're playing on your Xbox Scorpio and Hellhammer is playing on his rig.
He doesn't even play on his fucking rig.
Well, I told him that. Hellhammer probably doesn't even play video games. I mean, like, what does he do? Listen to Metallica and like.
Yeah, he listens to Metallica. Yeah, like I mean, that's about
sleep.
Watch people sleep.
Randomly hang out at GameStop and be like, Destiny 2's coming out for Xbox 2, guys.
He does well. He used to go back.
I was busy pre-ordering the Crash Bandicoot collection on the PS4. That's all.
And that is legit. He actually did do that. So I mean,
but apparently that may be coming to Xbox as well. There was a leaked image saying that it's only got a year.
I want to play it first, and then after that, I'm not going to worry about that.
And I'm just saying, Activision and those guys just absolutely love money. I mean, which company does it? But I mean, Activision has enough of it that they can stuff about $1 billion up their asshole, and they still got $3 billion left over.
Oh, but a bump, or maybe worm. What do you guys think about this Microsoft Studios Global Publishing? Like, I saw this, and then Shannon Loftus said, "Oh, that was just a mistake." You know what I mean? But this is something weird though, because she said that maybe this thing wasn't supposed to launch this week or whatever, like the logo change and stuff like that. Also interesting, Stein is changing positions at Microsoft, and he can't say anything till next week. So do you think he has something to do with this, and it just launched early and we weren't supposed to know? Is there doings transpiring, folks?
Well, there's something big happening tomorrow. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say anything. Never mind.
You heard it here, folks. Rand says
no, it's already out there. The Beam News is tomorrow. Beam News tomorrow.
Like you're gonna be able to stream in 4K, right?
Is the news about Beam? Because if it's about Beam, no one gives a fuck.
Is it about the 4K stuff? Maybe, I don't know for sure about that, but no, big Beam news tomorrow. Jez said he did ask about the global publishing stuff, and they said that's nothing. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, of course they're gonna say nothing. But do you think it's weird? Like Stein is leaving his position to do something else. Right?
My first guess is that he's leaving to go to Beam because Josh Kerwin just left Gears to join Beam to be head of marketing of Beam, and then he left Beam to join Blizzard. So my guess is Josh is now going to be head of marketing for Beam. That's my guess. I don't know. I have any inside information on that, but this is my guess.
Makes sense to me, bro.
Huh. Well, that would be interesting because didn't the community manager of Gears also leave?
Yeah, Pez. Yeah, he left Gears as well, and the former community manager of Crackdown left to join Beam a while back.
So they got a lot of Xbox guys joining Beam.
Well, there's a lot of movement. I mean, do you see how many people have left 343 in the last 2 months?
Yeah, unfortunately,
a lot, quite a lot. So there's movements going around. I mean, who knows what's going on? I'm sure there's movements at Coalition. I mean, basically, the game's done, the DLC's done, so they would be moving on to their next project. You don't necessarily need a community manager when your next game's not coming out for 3 years, right?
Yeah. Did you see the fake "we're closing down" tweet?
I did.
What do you think was up with that?
Crap! Come on! If it was real and they were literally shutting down the Gears servers,
they're not gonna do it on 2 days' notice. I fucking completely get that. I'm smart enough.
People would lose their minds, dude. People would lose their minds. You mean to tell? We'd be talking about if they shut down the Gears servers, we'd be talking about this because this would be a sign of Microsoft's. I don't know, if they can't keep fucking Gears servers up, are you serious?
Yeah.
Gears has thousands of players, plus it's like an MLG-based game too, right? So
yeah. Well, it would be a wire release, and they'd give you months and months of notice. Like they're still running fucking Ultimate servers and shit.
I'm just saying, my faith in Microsoft would be severely shaken if they shut off, because it was servers for Gears 4. That was the tweet, right?
Yeah, they said, we regret to inform you, and they called it GOW4 as well. So, that's not the abbreviation for Gears 4.
Yeah, if 6 months after, or eight months after the game's launched, they're like, by the way, you're shutting down the servers, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on here?
This isn't Gran Turismo 5, goddammit.
Yeah, this isn't fucking last year's MLB The Show. This is Gears fucking 4.
Yeah, they shut this shit down a year later. Clockwork.
Yeah, well, that's what they do because they want to try to force you. EA used to do that too. I don't think they do it as much anymore because they got named the worst company ever, fucking back to back, and so since then they kind of changed some of that.
Still
their
go
tactics.
back and play Forza 2 or Forza 1 online, not Forza 1,
you can.
but Forza 2, 3, 4. You can play all those online.
Yeah, I was about to say how you can play Forza 1 online,
huh? I know, right? You gotta build a time machine to do that now. So.
Hey, that game is still slick though, man. I have it on the original Xbox, and it's
60 frames on the original Xbox, man.
Plus, that was back when Microsoft used to market stuff against things. And Steven says on the box, better than Gran Turismo.
Now marketing's overrated, guys. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Marketing.
Yeah, nobody wants to know if something's better. They just want to know that the Xbox One's still the weakest console. Exactly.
Let me ask you guys this. PSN has 70 million active users. So Sony is using Microsoft's own tactic against them. Quoting active users, 26.4 million paid PlayStation Plus subscribers. That seems awfully low. That's less than half of the units out there, supposedly.
That's really low, and that's counting PS3 too, right? So
yeah, that would be PS3 or Vita. I mean, I can't you have to figure that PS3 in some territories still are pretty popular.
I'll take devil's advocate on this one, Crap. I think it's somewhat impressive considering where PSN was last gen. Free, terrible, hacked. The fact that they're at where they're at now, 26.2, I granted less than half of the install base. I think that's got to be considered a victory for them for what they've overcome. You know what I mean?
Because essentially, when Sony gets hacked, you know.
Well, essentially, I mean, they started paying this gen. Xbox gamers have been conditioned to pay for Xbox Live since basically 2003. For 14 years, whereas it just started with Sony. So I actually think that's impressive, but you know, I'm a pony. So
Yeah, there's Red Down PS4 for you.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear your impressions of the PS4. You know what? But then when they got hacked, the PSN got hacked. Weren't they like 70-some million compromised?
77 million accounts. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to figure that the 26 point something million is the more real active ones, and maybe you can add on some more of that. But you know, there's no way that many are like super active on PS4 or anything like that's not just PS4. I don't think that's also, you have to remember, if you have a PS4 that or even PS3, those things can automatically update, and then that counts as like an active thing. I just thought it was odd that they come out and they kind of use Microsoft's tactic against them, where Microsoft's like, we've got 52 million active users, and now Sony, but we don't know how many actually paid for Xbox Live Gold, and now Sony's like, we've got 70 million and 26.4 million paying for our shitty PlayStation Plus service, where we give you a $2 indie game every month, and you guys slap your fins together and ask for more. You know what I mean?
Sony just loves kicking Microsoft when they're down, dude. Kicking them in the ribs, taking Far Cry 5, taking Lawbreakers, taking Cleveland Steamers on their chest with the mouth.
They are. I told you. I was like, man. So Sony goes up to Microsoft and goes, "Hey, what's up, Microsoft?" And Microsoft's like, "Not much." And they knock Microsoft down and then pull down their pants, and they're like, take a big shit on their chest, and they're like, "Yeah, how do you like that 70 million?" And Microsoft's like, "Oh fuck," because now you got Microsoft, and they're like, how many fucking consoles do we have? We don't know, but we can tell you this much, man. Fucking more people eat a pizza with their right hand while playing Xbox Live year over year. We got fucking 5% increase of that. I can tell you that right now. Like, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's 3% increase in blinking while playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, like fucking 2% increase in Connect users since last year. I mean, that's going to be like, I mean, who cares about that shit? I think that's also going to be a problem with developers in the future, as far as there's uncertainty, right? Like, if you're a developer and you're like, okay, well, let me see. I can put my game, I can have it promoted by Microsoft or Sony. We know Sony has 60 million out there, or at least ship that many. There's obviously probably over 50 million in homes. Or we can go to Microsoft, who at last count, their last official tally was fucking like 12 million or 14 million 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know where
that's about where it's at. 18 million Xboxes sold. That's it.
That was fucking years ago, though, dude. Like,
yeah.
Then
What's happened is that people started selling them, and then, you know, a couple people buy them, whatever.
Yeah, and that just basically resulted in them beating Sony most of last year in the NPDs when it comes to, the back half of last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not selling well at all. I don't know how it outperformed PlayStation almost the whole back half of the year in the NPDs. So
yeah, but I've unfortunately heard that they've kind of lost everything they gained.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, they got a new console coming out. You'd be very smart to wait for Scorpio. You know, makes sense.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think about this, though? The last month, Nintendo Switch and the fucking NES Mini outsold the Xbox One and the PS4, to be fair. The NES Mini, you can't even find these things. How the fuck did these things outsell anything? Like, what did they? No wonder Microsoft and Sony didn't say anything. Like, that's embarrassing.
I want to know what kind of magic dust fucking Nintendo has going on, because, like, man, oh man,
Nintendo comes out with something that outsells two consoles, and they're just like, yeah, we don't want to print any more money.
Let's fucking face it. I mean, the Breath of the Wild is a great game. Don't get me wrong, but when was the last time a console basically launched one fucking game out of the box, and even the other games that had it was garbage, and fucking and just sold like gangbusters? Like, I mean, I got one. I'm happy to own one. I'm pretty sure there's lots of great games coming, but I just can't understand how Nintendo constantly has fucking lightning in a bottle, man. I never understood it.
I think it sells on just nostalgia alone, man. Like,
but then also
so many people love Nintendo, bro.
But then also Nintendo's like, yeah, we don't need this license to print money, and just stop fucking making shit like the NES Mini.
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't understand it either.
That was weird. That was a weird call.
Yeah, like, because they're gonna do the Super.
They're like the luckiest idiots on the earth right now.
Yeah, they're gonna make the Super NES one for this holiday, right? And that thing's like, that's the one I'm probably more interested in. Yeah, is because that's when things got really good for Nintendo, in my opinion, is that Super NES. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited kind of for that. But still, when you got something and it's selling better than the current gen consoles, like you keep selling it. That you know what I mean? Like that
agree.
doesn't take a fucking genius to figure that out.
I am the president of Nintendo. Inside box, we have a pile of recycled shit. It will still smell good. It has Mario on box.
No.
He's like, no, not again. No.
I gotta say, that's just jokes, folks. That's completely just jokes.
Oh, calm down, people. Like,
yes,
you're too fucking PC if you're not gonna fucking laugh at it.
yeah, I mean, yes. Yes. So,
I thought that shit was funny. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a voice. I mean,
yes,
shit.
that could be anybody's voice, really.
You must think all voice actors are racist.
I know. It's so stupid, bro. Dumbest thing.
So Microsoft extends the Scalebound trademark a month before E3.
Oh my God, we're getting Scalebound at E3.
Oh, Scalebound guaranteed. Lock it in for this E3.
Somebody wake up, She-Wolf.
Yes.
Scalebound playable. We'll be able to buy it this year. Play it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Buy it on E3
No,
that day.
I'm not stupid to actually believe that.
I mean, they extended the trademark for a reason, though.
Well, no. Okay. First off,
Well,
there's a couple of theories to why they could have done that. So first, when this was announced, I can't even count how many DMs. Yeah, I got a theory. I'm not singing. It's not happening crap. I know exactly what you're thinking about. I'm not singing.
I'm guessing that's like a Buffy thing.
Yeah, it is. But okay, so first I have to say, like, when it comes to the trademark, one, they could just keep it because I'm sure it costs nothing really to keep. And it's better to keep it than let someone else get it and completely degrade it or do whatever the hell they want with it. When, in fact, they do, no matter what, still have the base game. The game is still, like, everything that has been worked on is still there. Microsoft still has it. So if by some chance later in the future they actually want to do something with it, they still have it. So there's no point in them just throwing it away.
What you're saying is it's coming out in E3, right?
No.
100%, you're guaranteeing
it. No, you guys stop it because I okay, that was my most anticipated game, and then I heard it was canceled, and I literally just wanted to like quit gaming completely. I was so mad. But I'm not going to be stupid and be gullible and be like, oh my God, they did this. That means it's coming back. No, we don't know that. There's many reasons why they could have kept it.
Yeah, well, let me point this out real quick. You're right, because I did a video on it when it broke, and people were like, that's clickbait. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And then by the end of the day, every site ran it like way worse clickbait than I did. So here's the thing. Like, the only fact that we know is that they extended it, right? Yep. Other than that, we don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, hold on, Hellhammer, before you interrupt me, because I know that's what you're trying to do. So, do I think that they're making something right now with that? Probably not. But we have to keep in mind that they've let other IPs and trademarks go in the past, including Blinks and some of the other ones. So, unless they were really planning on not doing something with this, then they wouldn't have done it. Because who the fuck else is going to trademark that? The game is tainted. Right? Like, nobody can touch it with a 10-foot pole right now. We got to wait for Microsoft.
It's not like it's tainted meat. Don't worry.
Well, no, it could be. I mean,
I don't know. Look, I mean, I understand what you're saying there with that point, but right, like, it's different with Blinks and stuff like that hasn't had a sequel 10+ years. This is something that Microsoft was working on that was new. They don't want somebody to come out and take what little bit of what momentum it may have had and make something else out of it. I mean, companies will do that consistently.
Yeah, but, like, they have the idea. They still, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, you do that a month before E3, and I'm thinking that has something to do with...
it's just them trying to keep their intellectual property in check. It's just something that they... Yeah, again, they've let, like, Blinks, a game where there was 2 games on the original Xbox over 10 years ago.
Well, hold on, but they didn't just let Blinks go. They've done other ones as well. So, I mean, I think that's telling that they could have easily just let... Nobody's going to... I don't think anybody wants to pick this shit up.
Let's also remember that Microsoft renews copyrights and trademarks and this sort of stuff probably on almost a daily basis. And on the Xbox side, not only just a few years ago, they renewed... I think it was like a couple of E3s ago, they renewed the Banjo-Kazooie license just before E3, and everybody freaked out about it, and nothing came out of it.
Well, no, they did come out of it because they re-released it with Rare Replay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like what everybody expected, right? Like I don't think this is nothing. This is just them trying to maintain their stuff. This isn't like an old game that they let go. This is a game that they just had. They want to make sure nobody fucks with it. But
you surely have to admit that if it was completely nothing, they would just let it go. Like you're not gonna.
Well, no, okay, but no one's really saying it's completely nothing. Obviously, it could be in their minds at some point in time to either give it to another developer or possibly take what they have of the base of it and kind of change it to actually create the game that they want. Or even the fact that they have the game preview program, they could actually possibly work with something to throw it in there. But at the point in time, right at this moment, I don't think they're focused at all to bring back Scalebound. But if it's still in their mind at any point at all, they're going to keep the trademark for it.
There could be some work that they still have on it, though. You know what I mean? Like,
so crap. This is what's going to happen. We're going to watch E3. You know, we're going to be watching this stuff. Microsoft's going to come out for a VR segment, right? They're going to have those Acer headsets, and they're going to be like, "What game is he playing?" And they'll go to it, and it'll be, "I'm riding a dragon, Scalebound."
No, please don't break that. Please don't ruin that for me.
Yeah, I do have to say,
Scalebound VR.
Platinum did have screenshots of them playing Scalebound on VR. I do think we're going to see stuff like Forza 7 have VR. We're going to see possibly some kind of Halo VR. Like one of the Halo people is moving on to the HoloLens VR team or whatever.
You know what's interesting? Someone actually DM'd me a conspiracy theory about you, Crap, by the way. I didn't tell you about this. So, since we all know you like our diehard PSVR fan, right? Like, love it so much.
It is good.
I mean, you love it. Like, it's...
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking awesome.
Somebody said the reason that you are loving it is because that you're planning on loving Microsoft's version of it, so you kind of like had to like switch it. So this is all like a ploy to
so like when Microsoft, I liked VR all the time.
Yeah, I liked VR from the very beginning. Look, Microsoft's even better. Exactly.
I like this conspiracy theory. I like it.
Yeah, that is a pretty good conspiracy theory. There, quick, they're on to you, Crapgamer. Get out of here.
Yeah, hold on. I went and spent $750 just so that when Microsoft comes out with theirs, I can like that too, right? Or better yet, I could have just...
Crap, that makes perfect sense, bro. I'm just saying.
I mean, consider you can start out your video and be like, listen, I was a doubter on VR, but then I got PSVR and I loved it. So when I got Microsoft's, I was convinced that it's so good. You know. I mean, come on, the narrative.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's cool. I actually VR, man. It's a different experience, man. Everybody's entitled to opinion. Everybody's entitled to be wrong.
Hey, well, is that Phil's idea, Brand? It's okay. Did Phil come to you with that? Like, hey, let me level with me. Did Crap get PlayStation VR just because he knows Scorpio's getting it? Like, look, I'm excited for VR. Ask Hellhammer. Hellhammer, was that not the shit?
It was okay.
Fuck you, Hellhammer. Get the fuck out of here. He loved it. He was like, holy shit. He was like, whoa. He was like having a fucking blast.
Dude, you were the dude off the Sega CD commercial who was like, whoa.
Dude, I admit this, right? Like, because I've been downloading fucking games left and right while, like, the VR demos and stuff. Like, I got Battlefront.
I told you earlier, all those VR games he's downloading.
I'm not downloading anything right now, though.
That Farpoint game looks pretty cool, man.
Farpoint is fucking amazing, right? Like, it is really good.
Crapgamer said the other day that Farpoint was far better than any of the stuff that Microsoft's come out with exclusively.
I never fucking said that. I never said that. I said
Farpoint is good. He said he had more fun on that game than Halo 5.
I never said that. What I said was Farpoint really shows me what like a world could be in VR, and then I would look forward to that.
You said that game was, but the single player on that was better than the campaign of Halo 5.
Well, that's not hard to accomplish. But I never said that. Look at Dealer. He does that little like like he's not sure. Hellhammer is full of shit. Trust me, he is 100% full of shit. Look, VR is cool for what it is, but it's not something that I like to do all the time. But it was like, it is cool.
Why are you doing it all? Why are you playing it all the time?
Because
I think Crapgamer really just has a problem with it.
All right,
he has an issue with his addiction to VR.
Woosah, don't feed into it, bro.
Yeah, you're right, man. Fuck, I keep forgetting who I'm talking to.
Bro, every time.
He had you going for a solid 5 minutes.
Wow.
You just came out of a trance is what happened.
He's just afraid to admit he has a problem with his addiction to VR.
Doing it, crap. Don't fall for it. Think about Starburst.
Starburst. Gotcha. Yeah. Let me move on to a next topic here. Let's see. Microsoft does their first run through of. We're not even talking about hardware. Microsoft does their first run through of E3, and they're confident. Whatever. I mean, I didn't expect them to say they're not confident, but yeah. So I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? They're running through E3. We're a couple weeks away. Phil's confident. He says that their plan and their vision is to have the best version of games, invest in first-party IP, and focus on developers. I
hope it's good because I already requested the day off of work, and if it sucks, I'm gonna be pissed off that I missed out on making money.
Well, wouldn't you expect him to say it's good? Like, obviously, he's not going to come out and say, like, God damn, our E3 is complete shit.
Last year, he said it was going to be nice. Like, that's all he said. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
That's literally all he said. And they reviewed Scorpio, so.
Yeah, I mean, but the year before, they were like the best E3, Xbox E3 ever.
Because he overhyped it.
He said they had the best games lineup ever.
Yeah, the greatest Xbox games lineup ever.
Which is arguable.
I mean,
and then a couple of those things got canceled. Just
yeah.
No, it was like Halo 5, it was Tomb Raider, it was Forza 6, and what else? Recore and
Gears Ultimate, Rare Replay, Killer Instinct Season 2. Yeah, actually that was a pretty fucking good lineup.
Dead Rising 3.
Well, Dead Rising 3 was a launch title. Dead Rising 4 was this year. Which, by the way, there's
Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, there's a really good Microsoft Publisher sale going on right now. If you guys ever were wondering about like Crimson Dragon, that's actually well, it's okay. It's easy achievements.
Well, it's not in VR, so
it's $375. You know, D4 is also like $375. The weirdest fucking game you'll ever play in your life. Like you'll wonder what the hell's going on. Like that is a game that again that's $375 or whatever. It's a really good some really good sales and stuff going on right now. I just
so I actually have a question I want to ask Ran. For E3, do you think they're actually going to announce a Cuphead release date?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Would not be surprised. Look, I think Cuphead's coming out this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they literally said it's out right now. Would not be surprised whatsoever. They said mid 2017. It's almost mid 2017. I have faith that game will release soon. I don't have any faith below will release anytime soon. But I think Cuphead is safe. I think you'll see Cuphead be like, hey, it's available now or at least soon. And same thing with that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds game. I think that might be a surprise. Hey, it's an early access today type thing. Because
Mike Ibarra is playing that damn game like every single day, and he's streaming that shit.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I get it. Like I'm interested in the game. I'm just saying that it's interesting that he's like playing it all the time. So that I agree. I think it must be coming pretty damn soon.
Well,
hey,
if it's addictive, then obviously he's going to be playing it. Like I've seen like so many gameplay of it and stuff. And GKB, you played on PC, I believe.
Yeah, you can only play on PC.
It's like I'm super excited for this game to release on Xbox.
Yeah, and then of course Friday the 13th is coming out in 2 days. So yeah, that's going to be cool. That's something that I'm looking forward to. I think it'll be coming out in time to do a little stream on Friday night. Which would be pretty kick ass because I'm looking.
Crap,
I saw She-Wolf.
Fucking like depressing voice, bro.
Cheer up!
Killing my chi, bro.
I am, man. I watched She-Wolf get killed a lot today playing that game on PC.
I did not get killed that one. No, I survived. Wait, hold on. I did actually survive a couple of them in my defense.
Yeah, like the one like I was watching, man. You were getting like the crap killed out of you. I was like, holy crap. That does look like fun.
I like it when he threw the fucking axe at your head and killed you. It was awesome.
That was like the best one. I have to say, like, I didn't like the where he like choked me, and I just like it literally just like shook your body, and then like blood just fell, and then you're dead. I was like, what the hell is that shit?
That was weak. Yeah,
that one was stupid. But the axe to the head, that was like the best one. But I liked watching a couple of the other people die, and I had more fun like just being like commentary to like everyone else dying because it was funnier.
did you have a feeling of dread or uneasy while you're playing the game, like scary or anything?
Dude, she
like
jumped
that?
out of her chair a couple times. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
saw that.
well, no, it's because he teleports, so it's like makes you jump because obviously you're like.
Is there a player playing Jason or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can teleport.
Yeah, he can teleport.
That's how they do like the whole Jason like gets in front of you kind of thing. It's like a teleport kind of.
Yeah.
I never got to play Jason, so it kind of sucked.
He can't run though. He
Jason's
can.
awesome.
Yeah, he teleports and stuff like that, which is kind of the whole idea. Like, you're sitting there running away from the guy, and then the next thing you know, he's fucking in front of you. Plus, I think he can like see through shit, right?
You do like I said this on the stream as well. I am a little disappointed that they didn't put this like when you're playing as a camper, you're not you're not first party. Because I find when you're first person, you get more of a jump scare than being third person. Like there was obviously sometimes when I got like I would jumped because he would literally just teleport in front of me, and I was like, what? But I just think this is one of those games that you probably would have had more suspense if you would have been in first person instead of third person. And I can say one thing, don't ever try to protect someone, just let them die, because I tried to do that and I got screwed over so badly.
Like, thanks for taking my spot.
Remember that, GKB.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, I'll let him die. I'll just keep running.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this game. I'm pretty damn excited about it. Yeah, it does look good. Like, we're getting a lot of good games. I mean, there might not be a shit ton of exclusives, but stuff like Halo Wars 2 is getting more DLC and like HDR update, which is pretty fucking cool in my opinion.
And Rhyme's out on Friday, and oh baby, I can't say any more than that.
Yeah, Rand can't say anything, but I can say, because I'm not reviewing it, that it is. I'm hearing really good things. It's pretty fucking good. Like, people are wondering.
My first thought was, why did Sony drop this game?
Yeah. Like, but if you remember, Phil was really regretting not going after this game. Remember, and the reason he didn't, the reason was because it didn't have multiplayer or something like that. Like,
Sony dropped that shit because they got Red Dead, Battlefront, and every fucking thing. Like, they dropped it, bro.
Yeah, well, I guess they fell behind development on the game or whatever.
Yeah, that's what
so that they ended up
So I
kind of like
decided to kick some scraps to Microsoft. Good,
yeah,
good
they're
guys.
like, here you go, Microsoft. You need something, little guys. Yeah, it's like, hey, Microsoft is like, we got Candleman. Candleman.
Hey, that was a fun game.
Don't talk shit about Candleman. That game was good.
I know.
like that game.
Fucking Hellhammer 1000 did it, right? Like, that's how you know. Like, he's like, yeah, man, I played that game and got all 1000 gamer score, and I'm
Did you
like,
look up the guides to that one too?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh man.
no, but because it's a fucking platform, man. I must have died 2,000 times on that goddamn game. Fucking awful at those fucking. There's parts on that game where there's like these flames and shit, right? And like I was having.
raft thing or whatever.
Yeah. Like, that part fucked me over so many times.
When I did that part, it was right because I was ahead of Crapgamer by like a level or two. And when I did that part, it was like pretty late at night. Now I literally thought to myself, this is where Crapgamer stops playing it.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll make a sequel for you, Crap, and they'll call it Lighter Man.
You have
to keep putting gas on them to keep them going.
Yeah, you know what? I like the game. I like that. Like, I was like, why couldn't they just keep the game how it was, where you like can't really see shit and you gotta use your light sparingly? That's like a brilliant game. You know what I mean? But no, they had to fuck with it to where you gotta like avoid fire and shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
so they put obstacles in, and you're like, oh, that's it. I can't do this.
Yeah, like, I'm fucking done. Like, you can't do shit. You know what I mean?
Stick
like,
a fork
that to
in
me
me.
was. Yeah, exactly. Dealer, you're 100% right. Like, I get it, man. Like, I'm crap. I'm crap gamer, folks.
Yeah, I heard that on Twitter.
I
had just learned it on Twitter the other day that you were in fact crap.
Yeah, did you see that? That was some believe it or not, there's this PC dude who like gets his little
I know where you get your name.
Crap gamer. You're crap. Your name suits you, crap gamer. That's hilarious. Or where they're like fat gamer.
He even put it in like quotations or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, usually I just I just block people. I was like, I'm gonna fucking add Dealer to this just so he can see it, right?
Hey,
like,
crap.
this shit happens.
What does Candleman do when he's watching a porn? He whacks off.
Okay, I admit it.
Crap
That
just
one.
died.
I admit good, and I like that one, man. Good job, man. That was fucking good. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 makes the NPD top 10 last month. It proves either backwards compatibility works or it proves that Microsoft ain't got no fucking games right now.
No games.
Depending on they'd be playing it on PS4 as well. Shit.
Yeah, I mean they probably would because that game does still have a large community on PS3 apparently as well. So, it is interesting. But you know what was even more interesting, and I don't know if I take the loss on this or not. It's stuff like Persona 5 hits number 2. Like those games never sell well. It's like a shitty month or what? Like I mean, it's kind of surprising, But then again, when you look at what sold the best, it was the fucking Switch and the NES Mini. So maybe
it's kind of really weird right now.
Yeah, it's like it's weird and scary, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, get that shit. I don't want that shit to be in the
to
top
kick
10.
everybody's ass.
You won't see any
coming
of
out
that
after that,
fall.
right?
What's that, dealer?
I said you won't see any of that anymore this fall, bro.
Yeah,
Get
I
the
mean
fuck outta
that's
here.
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we just get back to normal. That's what I want. Like, wasn't wishing for failure on any of those games, but it fucking completely out of left field. Persona 5 number 2 behind Mario Kart, like that to me, man, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, there ain't been shit out, bro. Like you said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're fucking right, man, 100% right. Anybody else thoughts on this? Like, is it lack of games? Is it
There's not anything
just a
out
slow
right
month?
now.
Yeah, it's just slow, bro.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, you wouldn't even mention that crap. You've changed.
I'm not really like 100% depressed, man. I'm like, I feel odd with how I think this E3 is the most important one for Microsoft and maybe ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, when they go out there and flop like a fish out of water, then you'll just be
fuck
like,
you,
oh.
never mind.
Damn,
You're like Crap's like on the top of a roof, and he's just like, you want to jump.
He's like,
nobody loves you.
Jump.
He's like, fuck you, Hellhammer. Jumps off.
Yeah, like fuck that, man. Like I'm excited. I think they're gonna have a fucking kick-ass E3. I don't care what Hellhammer tries to troll me with.
No games.
They got games. They got plenty of
doing
games.
it, Crap.
They do.
Quit
They
it.
do. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. How about this though?
He literally
GTA
keeps.
GTA 5 hits 80 million. Like, is that insane or what, guys?
That's
Come
crazy,
on.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking
Prince
A.
money, bro.
I still don't understand. I mean, it was a good game, but Jesus.
It is on 5 platforms, but this game is consistently it's like what the hell is that that fucking album, Hellhammer, Dark Side of the Moon. Like that fucking album was in the top like Billboard top whatever for like 20 years or something.
Well, I mean,
that's
it's because it's Grand Theft Auto. There hasn't been a new one in a couple years.
I wouldn't be in a hurry to make a new one. Just fucking live off the proceeds of this. And fucking and the GTA Online, like people spend money on that like it's crap.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly it, right? Like, there's a lot of people. I know a lot of people who play that online as well. And it's a lot of people
really like that game too.
Yeah.
Crazier still is how much stuff Grand Theft Auto did so much better, and this game is just shitting all over it.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree, but still, it's hugely successful.
Games as a service, bro.
Games as a service, exactly. Games as a service, just like fucking Lawbreakers, and that's like Phil Spencer's wheelhouse. Like that game has UWP, Play Anywhere shit all over it. And
yeah, but why would you market
it
to those only 14 million Xbox owners when you can market it to those 70
14 million? Dude, those 14.
Crap. If you don't want to hear him, just mute him.
And didn't you know anytime someone buys an Xbox, they lose 2 from the numbers?
It's true.
Yes.
And an angel loses its wings.
It's like GKB said on Console Corner on Tuesday. It's like only people who cared about fucking Lawbreakers before was PC people. Nobody gave a shit about it on consoles before then.
Yep.
And now they do.
Yeah.
Well, at least some people do. But
the purpose of Lawbreakers,
And then you got today, and nobody cares again.
When it first got announced, everybody was like, this would be awesome to see to come to consoles. And they came out and they said, hey, it may come to console sometime. And then that was it. It was done. Like, it literally didn't go any farther than that.
Oh, no, I was hyped for it the whole time, and now I'm gonna be buying that
prove
PS4
it.
version.
Because it seems like you're talking out your ass now.
well, I mean, I did see people ask Phil for it last year or something like that at one of those events.
Well, I
Phil,
said a year ago.
Yeah, and Phil was like, "We welcome it."
Don't worry, those
Xbox
5 people
One.
out there. It's cool.
Well, that's the same fucking thing that Phil said with a baseball game. They're like, "Phil, can we get a baseball game?" And he's like, "I welcome a baseball game." But
I
it's
would love
like
a baseball game on there.
yeah, like it's different than actually forking over the money to fucking get one on your
Well,
platform.
they don't want to spend money on the games.
Yeah, because their budget's soft lately. Like that's an annoying thing in and of itself. You're fucking Microsoft, and you're getting outworked, you're getting out hustled. You know what? When I watch anything on YouTube right now, guess what fucking commercial I get? Dynamic 4K PS4 Pro. Like that's on every fucking thing. No matter what you click on, it's PS4, and it says dynamic. That's such a great word. Like even what's Microsoft going to advertise their shit as? Native? Like that sounds like shit in comparison. We got native 4K. People are going to like native. That sounds like fucking sad.
I don't think they won't be able to. They won't be able to advertise native because not every game is going to be native. So
true 4K.
It'd be true 4K.
True, like that. Even that sounds cheesy as fuck.
Well, first off, they have to start marketing before they can even like choose words.
Yeah, true. They might not even market this thing.
Candleman in native 4K.
Native.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna market the Scorpio on the dashboard. That's what they're gonna do.
Oh, because yes.
Sell millions. Then.
Oh my God! Who do you guys think should get
some of those people, man, crap, they take that personal because they know Aaron Greenberg, you know. But like people like me and you were like, you know what? Fuck that. We don't have personal bias. We know that motherfuckers need to do their job better, you know.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, in case you guys didn't know, Aaron Greenberg, the marketing guy, said that about Microsoft. He's like, well, we advertise our games on our dashboard, but the problem is that's advertising to people that already own your platform. That's not alerting people that don't fucking own your platform, right? Which is a huge number of people
that are looking for reasons to buy the damn thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's only 14 million out there. They're only advertising to them.
Yeah, I fucking bought Farpoint based off a commercial. Like Sony advertises this, they're running circles around Microsoft. Like they're like laughing at Microsoft running circles around, and Microsoft just standing still. Like,
well, that's like those crazy people that like buy everything because they watch like those infomercials or whatever.
Like Homer Simpson.
Man, that's like
who doesn't want a knife that can saw through your neighbor's wall? I mean, come on.
I could.
Dealer and I had this conversation. The thing is like, what's there to market right now?
Anything and ever find something.
Your
I
mean,
what has there? But in May, I mean, I don't know.
What
I mean,
was
like,
Farpoint, though? Like, what was Farpoint, Rand, before you saw those PlayStation commercials?
I've never seen
what it was.
I never even seen the commercial. But I mean, is this you gonna market Phantom Dust or
no,
or
like a third party, something third party? Farpoint, I don't think Sony made that, did they?
I'm not exactly sure who made Farpoint.
I think it's third party.
Yeah,
find a third party game.
Yeah,
well, it's
it
a
is
VR
a
game
third-party
that's
game.
exclusive with Sony. I mean, I guess I don't think anybody had the exclusive things to Injustice 2, right?
Exactly.
I don't recall anybody.
Exactly. They could have crushed it with Injustice 2 marketing.
But I mean, but here's the thing: Microsoft's MO for like the last 14 years has been they do their heavy lifting at the end of the year. We've known this. This is what they do. We've pleaded with them to like change that. Like, hey, release some games early in the year, spread your stuff out and advertise. But every year it's always a token game in February, March, or April, and then a back half of the year. Remember, I mean, the back half of the year was called the regular season, and then before that was called the preseason, right? I mean,
yeah.
You remember
the
those?
Super Bowl? Yeah, the Super Bowl was like the
so,
holidays, and Greenberg said that, and then people like shoved it up his ass when Sony won.
That's how Microsoft kind of operate.
Yeah, they're like,
I don't know.
Hey, you wait for Noof to come in when somebody says something about shoving something up an ass. He's like, then you hear Noof like he's in there.
Maybe if Scalebound was, Scalebound was probably supposed to be out around this time. You know, that would have been a game.
What if? How about Fable Legends? We could be playing that right now.
Yeah, Fable Legends would have been.
We could be playing an actual remake of Phantom Dust instead of that fucking like whatever that is that we got.
That's two teams that they signed contracts with to make games, and both those teams, like their quality was so low they had to cancel them, both of them.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Like, who did you vet these motherfuckers? You're like, hey, you want to make games? Here's
Microsoft is picking people up folks off the street to make games for them now. They're like, hey, want to go make some games? And they're like, sure.
I don't know how to do it, but can you teach me?
Here's the thing about like the whole like I get it, Rand. There's like nothing to market right now, but I mean it's the same thing with like the Game Pass coming out in June. Oh, we're gonna do a grassroots marketing fucking thing for that. Again, another missed opportunity. Like, why are you not pushing this out as a good service?
They could be putting out an ad right now. They're like, buy your Xbox One, get 100 games.
And then after E3, like they're gonna have like probably some really cool shit and all this other kind of stuff. And then oh yeah, we're gonna do like grassroots campaign on that shit too. It's
even the Danny McBride commercial like literally said nothing about the fucking like what the fuck is this?
I thought that was a cool commercial though, but I mean
I like him as an actor and a comedian, but I did not like that commercial. I think they could do much better with someone like him.
Yeah, maybe they will. I don't know.
Microsoft ain't about marketing. They have no marketing.
Greeny,
zero.
Get on the marketing. Like fuck. And now the remaster nobody's asking for, Dragon's Dogma. What do you guys think about that?
I heard that was actually a decent game for the.
I fucking hated that game.
Really?
It's got black bars. Like it's not a full screen
Crapgamer just
game.
didn't like it because it didn't hold his hand to tell him where to go. That's seriously one of the reasons why he didn't like it originally.
No,
Don't fall for it, Crap. Don't fall for it.
When I played of it, it was
I
pretty
heard it's
decent.
really good, so yeah.
So I mean,
Maybe they give you the options to remove the black bars. Huh?
Maybe like that.
When
that
you
maybe
still
would be
can't finish
cool.
a game with unlimited continues. God damn it.
Well, no, listen, like it was an RPG, right? So I was like, hey, this is cool, and then you're playing it, and then like I thought it was kind of cool, but the black bars were kind of ruined it for me. I don't know.
well, you were playing the vanilla edition of that game to begin with, right? The version that came out with the patch.
The Dark Horizon or whatever it is.
Yeah, that because I had that version on 360. That version, the black bars are only there when during like the cutscenes. After that, it's not. I believe it's been a little while since I played it.
Yeah.
But it also fixed a lot of the issues.
Maybe if you play this one in VR, you might like it.
Oh man, that's a bit of a burn.
Bottom line, Capcom's like, bitches, we need to power development for Resident Evil 8, so we got to release another remaster.
Yeah, have you played Resident Evil 7 yet on VR?
No, not
No,
VR.
I played the demo. It's intense. I'll just say that. Hellhammer got scared by a game called some kind of fucking game. They remain or some shit. I don't know. He's like,
I don't remember what the hell the game
fucking.
was.
They were like these kangaroo people that came up
Fucking
behind
thing
him.
just popped up behind me, and I was like, the rage quit it. I was like, I'm not fucking playing this shit anymore.
Yeah. Oh.
What are you gonna do if you get eye herpes? Are you gonna be like blame Hellhammer? Like,
You can't get. Well, it's not. It's actually not that bad, and you just clean it and stuff like that. It's
Cleaning?
Did how's Mooch taking this news? So
Mooch
doing all right?
doesn't believe me that I think that it's awesome. He thinks it's something somebody's got to me or something like.
Well, that's why you
conspiracy.
need to get on that live stream, Crap. We want to see you like actually playing
I'm
these
reviewing stuff. Somebody
we want to see you play them.
Well, I took a
Somebody give
picture.
you like $5,000 or what?
No. I took a picture of my stuff on Instagram. People are like, they don't believe I have it. They're like, take a picture, take a selfie wearing the helmet, and I'm like. That's
We
no,
want to
you know what I
new
mean?
pictures
Like,
of dicks on your face.
yeah, like, hey, do a picture holding the dildos because we got something perfect to crop into those, right? Like, yeah, I'm not fucking falling for that, you motherfuckers.
I don't blame you for not live streaming or doing either.
Exactly. So
He legitimately owns it.
Noof
though.
can't
He
even
loves
wear a
it. That's
goddamn shirt. Noof
That's
wears a
fucking
shirt and his
true.
fucking face is on the internet forever. So.
that is true. That is fucking true. Hey, with that though, like we're past 10 o'clock and fucking, well, actually fucking way past, and I'm surprised that the stream's still going. I mean, I appreciate you guys if you stuck it out live. I'm thinking on the playback it'll be fine. But yeah, anyway, hit that like button. We had 550, 60, something like that watching. Damn YouTube fuck up a little bit, but we'll go ahead and do some outros. GKB, what do you got going on, bro?
Stuff.
We got the Shop Podcast this Saturday.
Should be on Crossfire too. Mooch,
Yeah, Crossfire 10.
invitation every week, so I
Yeah.
can't wait to join that. Have a good time. Shop Podcast, Console Corner, and back on Xbox Nation, bro.
Hell yeah. She-Wolf, what do you got going on?
I am streaming this week, which you can find on Gamers Zone Special YouTube channel, and you can find on Beam at XSheWolfX, which is also the same as my Twitter and my Xbox. So feel free to add me, XSheWolfX, with a U, not a O. Other than that, yeah, I know.
Are you guys doing a game night tonight or Saturday?
We're Probably.
We're trying to get like a tournament together for Injustice 2, man. So
something like that. Or maybe we'll just play.
I do not have that game, crap. Jesus, bro.
I know.
Or maybe we'll just play Friday the 13th.
Yeah, like that could be something that I'd be down for. So that'd be pretty cool. Hellhammer, what do you got going on besides trying to troll me like a bitch?
Just trolling you for the next few weeks up until E3. Otherwise, I can be found on Twitter at XXHellhammer or on.
You got 1,000 followers. I saw that.
Yeah, I did break 1,000, so that's cool. Otherwise, Xbox Live, XX Space Hellhammer, or Xbox XX_Hellhammer on PSN. All that PSN going, man. I must have put that thing up like once since I've got a new Xbox. So.
Yeah, well, you were hot and heavy with the PSN for a while there, so like now you got your Xbox, even though you had a PC.
I haven't booted mine up in like a month. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I know. Dealer, what do you got going on, bro?
I'm probably gonna
besides trying to ruin my podcast by promoting Beastfire. Like, fuck, man. You trying to...
Yeah, you can't say anything these days without something getting taken out of context.
Exactly. Welcome to my world, man. I'm telling you.
Basically, I'm just getting ready to move into a new place soon. Looking forward to that and some bomb-ass internet and uploading and improving content. And tomorrow I should have a video out, hopefully. Great podcast. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Thanks for joining and sticking it out, man. You guys talked me into it because I was about to quit the podcast for tonight. I was like, fuck it. And you guys were like, no, it'll be fine on the playback.
Have you ever had to postpone one or quit?
I have like E3 last year. I couldn't do my Sony post-show one because YouTube was so fucked up. Obviously, everybody's trying to podcast and do shit like post E3. So that was a fucking problem. The only person that could do one was Mooch. And so we had like the post ones on his channel and stuff like that. So there's been a couple of times where it fucked up. But for the most part, this is just a pain in the ass. This has only maybe happened like where this happened to next gen a couple of times, but it's never really happened to me, I don't think. So it does fucking suck though. But hopefully, I think we had some good topics and stuff, and we had a good panel. I just wish that I could have been more in the game. I'm sitting there because you see everybody in the chat like it's fucking lagging. It's lagging.
I was trolling you too, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, fuck it. Anyway, also, we've got Noof. Thank you for coming back, bro.
Here, guys, I really missed the last 2 weeks, but don't worry, I caught the podcast, and they were fantastic as usual. Always a great panel. Good time being here. You guys, you can check me out on Twitter at Noof@Nukem, also on Xbox at Noof and Noof_Nukem on the PlayStation Network. And Mike in the chat's been asking all night, you know what, guys, I know for the last little while here, games and music do go kind of hand in hand, and I think it's fair to say that a lot of us were probably Soundgarden fans or are Soundgarden fans, Audioslave fans. So I do want to give a big shout-out and sort of a rest in peace to a phenomenally talented musician and singer, Chris Cornell. There was no one out there like him. I mean, the guy's voice, you knew him as soon as he sang 3 words. So, yeah, big shout out to Chris Cornell.
Yeah. It was on Twitter.
I saw.
Yeah, I can't read.
I saw, like Chris Cornell was a great guy. What's interesting is, like, because I grew up in the 90s and stuff, so obviously Soundgarden was pretty big with, like, the grunge and stuff. But then Audioslave, I saw them before I even knew who the hell they were. Like, they were just doing, like, a festival or whatever with some other band, a lot of other bands, and I was like, who the hell is this? And then, the first time I heard Show Me How to Live, I was like, holy crap. You know what I mean? And it's just, like, phenomenal. And they were touring. They were coming local soon as well. And so it's like, that's, it's unfortunate. Same thing with like the medications that people take and stuff like that for a lot of times depression and stuff hurts you more than it helps you. So it's like a tremendous loss. I've been like listening to this stuff all week. It's just, it's really, it's a bummer, man, because for me, like when you got your, like some of the heroes, like the lead singer for, Stone Temple Pilots died a couple years ago too. Yeah.
Hey, crap. Time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it always sucks when people that you look up to and stuff like that are kind of are going. So yeah.
She'd be like the worst therapist ever. All right, fuck you. Get out.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, we're making a breakthrough, but fuck time. And Rand, thank you for joining
us. It has been time.
I gotta charge you for another hour. Keep going.
Rand, what do you got going on, man?
Same as usual, daily videos, TXR Monday, Xbox 2 podcast with me and Jazz Wednesdays during the afternoon.
The Xbox 2.
Damn right. Or I guess it's no longer the Xbox 2 because I'm a pony now. So
I get it though. Xbox 2,
Yeah.
Xbox
The
One.
Xbox 2 Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, is this first time you've been called a pony or something like that? Like you're hanging on to this pretty hard, bro.
Oh
He's
no,
used
dude!
to this.
I took the devil's advocate approach to the Gamerscore podcast years ago, and I was called a pony then. I'm always a pony, man. I'm an undercover pony.
That's really interesting.
That
How they're latching
Xbox
onto your
Series,
nipples
all
so
that kind of stuff.
hard there, like
Yeah.
a crawler.
It is.
And
it is.
soon you can't actually say that you have never owned a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have PlayStation 2, but you know.
Man, that's been a while now. You're gonna be the man with 1 million trophies before you know it. Anyway, thank you, thank you guys all very much for joining us. Hit the like button. We'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully YouTube fixes its shit. Rag 'em up.